foremost, we give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone who were well. Salutation and much love. Y'all came out there pushing out this word in truth and sincerity. Brothers from Great Millstone, Tampa. And back out here another week to prophesy the end of America, which is known as Babylon in the Bible. All right, Sodom and Gomorrah, or spiritually Sodom and Egypt. All right, this is what the Lord sends out his servants for, to tell you of the judgments, the pending judgments, the day of doom. That's the judgment. You go into the word doom, it goes into judgment. But for all the atrocities America has committed, now the Lord is going to judge her. Go ahead,
this is the book of Nahum, chapter 3, verse 1. Woe to the bloody city.
Read the GMT.
Nahum, this is in the Good News translation. This is Nahum chapter 3, verse 1. Doomed is the lying, murderous city.
Yeah. So the Bible says doom is the murderous lying city. And what was America known for? The enslavement of Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, the destruction of our of the world, really. All right. The philosophies that have come forth from America, they go around what the scriptures say that the people coming not but to steal, to kill,
Right.
you know, and that's what America has done. What, through the hands of the devil, which Esau Edom, right? The wicked, the oppressor of the earth, and what it say? Murderous.
Yep.
Come on, man. People and pro this, pro that. People uproars of the war, genocide. Ooh. What about the hundreds? The tens, if not hundreds of millions of Israelites that were butchered and massacred here in America. How about that?
We're walking on like Native American graveyards.
They got a road. You know, today is US 41. It's called. It used to be called the Trail of Tears, man.
I got a couple verses real quick. Just go with that. This Numbers 35. I'm gonna read 30, and then skip down to 35. Or I can just read through it real quick. Numbers 35 and 30 say, "Whoso killeth any person, the murderer shall be put to death by the mouth of witnesses."
Yeah, the murderer, and that's what Esau is, man.
It said doom is what?
The murderous,
The murderous city, which this is the chief city of Esau, is America. Yeah.
And Esau's still being found with the blood in his hands. Here it is, this nigga trying to deny that he's the captor, but he still got the motherfuckers in captivity.
Well, the scriptures say that if a man steals the man and he be found in his possession, he shall be killed. He shall surely be put to death.
That's right.
It says, but one witness shall not testify against any person to cause him to die, which we've got many witnesses.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to speak verbatim as the scripture say, two witnesses.
You know? That's the thing, because that's a righteous killing, but not a murder. Somebody get put to death because two witnesses seen him commit the crime worthy of death. Then that's a rightful killing, so to say. But murder is premeditated, you know, just evil. So it's not you want to kill him, not according to the law, though. Yeah, it's not justified.
Right. Because we bringing out the testimony on what America has done to justify the scripture when it says, "Woe to the bloody city." We're letting you know who that is. Now, everybody wants to talk about, well, why does that even matter? That's long ago. Well, the scripture says, "I shall stir up your minds by way of remembrance." So we got to go back into the history and see what happened to stir the minds up. And people, oh yeah, you're right. America did do this.
Yeah, it was a long ago, but the effects of it still stand today.
Yep.
And a lot of the bad things that happen to our people in our nation stem from all the way back from that destruction of the minds of the people back in those days, man.
Yep.
Pitted us against each other, all right? And you took our God away from us, the language away from us. What do you think? And then you just told them a bunch of lies.
Right.
You beat it into them. You violently beat it into these people over generations. And then when they so-called abolished slavery, you know, it still was this you know, when I say so-called
Jim Crow law,
all this bullshit on top of it, man. There was still racial tension, all right? And now they're trying to make it seem like, you know,
they're your friends.
Right.
Can't fall for that shit, bro.
You know, if I can add, we never got judged for these matters. We never got persecuted. right? Like the scripture said, you're a vagabond and a fugitive, all right? See, the Lord, that's the thing that our people fail to realize. The Lord's spirit is not the spirit of the world, man. The spirit of the world is, oh, why are you stuck in the past? See, the Lord, all right?
Required that which has passed.
Exactly, and he's about to judge the world. He's building up a case. So like the elder just said, he said what? We got to go back into the history so you can see the records of this case that have been built up on the wicked, man. You know?
I got it real quick before you keep going. Ecclesiastes 3:15, that which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been, and the Most High requireth that which is past.
Exactly. He's requiring which is past because it's the same people. And not only he's requiring which is past, but it's the same thing that's going on. They still slaughtering our people right now, man. Okay?
Yeah,
they just changed it up.
Yeah, the devil hasn't changed. He just changed his alias, you know?
That's right.
The Lord got them. He got them really because there's a day of judgment that's coming. All right, so that's ultimately that's why you see all of this huge population of people on the earth. They had to receive their judgment, their great judgment, because the day of judgment now the shark comes back.
Exactly, but chiefly Esau, Edom, but America, man. For all the bloodshed that's been committed of the Israelites.
You still have more now?
I got something, Ezekiel 35:1. Moreover, the word of the Lord came upon me, saying, Son of a man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. Say unto it, Thus say the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out mine hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate.
It's not talking about the mountains.
Right.
It's talking about the people of Edom, right? Which is build up their kingdom throughout the four corners of the earth. Their chiefly is America, though. They're, like brother said earlier, this is the chief city.
Right. The scriptures talk about, since you have not hated blood. And who are the ones that love blood? The Edomites, man. Right. Them people love blood, man. They made it a standard to eat blood.
Yeah,
to
they
drink.
don't only eat it, they like the sight of it, they like to taste it. Their own blood, shit. Baby blood, animal blood, their own blood. They're vampires, man. These people are vampires. They're true vampires.
They love shedding blood.
Hasty devil that can't sit out in the sun.
You want to dissect something, they discover it, dissect it. You know? Yeah, they love blood.
And that's what we're prophesying against, right? That's how we know that this is the end of his kingdom. The roosters that come to crow, you know.
Exactly. You don't read on. Yeah.
It says, I will lay the cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua.
The Lord about to make Esau cities waste, man. Chiefly America, but cities all around, right? Let's just say, Isaiah 14, that they're prepare slaughter for the children that they rise up, not again. Ain't gonna be no Washington Avenue, Franklin Street, all this bullshit named after the devil, man. They named their lands after their own names. All that's coming to an end, man. Esau's going back to the basis of men, the graying in the bushes, man.
Maybe like this never existed.
I was just watching a video earlier today that was talking about the Canadian border with America, and how it's just really just they call it the Great Slash, because it's just nothing but a bunch of woods that is cut. That's it. But in between there, all along the border, I think they said it was like 8,000 monuments, but it's all a bunch of obelisks. Oh, wow. That's throughout that whole slash. So,
which is almost a straight line, except in one spot, like Montana.
Yeah, it goes
somebody
up,
lives up there.
City,
pretty much is a straight line.
But let me finish this.
And most people that live in Canada, that live near the border, live near the Niagara Falls, Toronto, that area.
Get that one real quick. Bring out that one in Matthew real quick if you got it.
This is Matthew 13 and 52.
Because Yahushua was talking to the disciples about the destruction to come, and then he asked them, do you understand these things? And they say, yay. But then he went on to say this. Because this is what we're doing, man. We bringing up things that Esau has done. We bringing up the past, and we telling you the things that he's getting ready to do. So not only are we witnesses of things that have happened, but we've also, through our mind's eye, become witness and privy to the things that Esau Edom is doing behind closed doors. And that's only in part. That's only seeing in part and knowing in part.
Yeah, if you see the shit they really do behind closed doors, you'd be fucking traumatized.
And soon we're gonna know it, because the Lord's gonna open up the minds of the elect to know all the deeds of Esau Edom. That's when the Lord's gonna his anger is going to enter in onto us. Because, hey, man, just imagine the shit that we mad at now. Once we figured it, figure everything out, it's going to put a whole new level of anger in us. But not only that, too, just the acts that Esau Edom's going to be doing out here in these last days, he's going to reveal him, show him the works to the whole world, man. People are going to see, like, yo, this man truly is the devil. But
hating us some more. He went back to that when he conquered the earth.
Right.
He went back to that spirit. When he was butchering the Israelites for fun, that's the spirit he's getting back into.
Hey, because that's the thing is with this new whole modern age is everybody working together, all these nations working. That shit ain't gonna work. You can't be a kingdom and not continue to conquer. Otherwise, you're not gonna grow. Your economy is gonna eventually become to a stagnant point because you're only bound by your boundary. But if you have control of everything and you keep growing, you're taking over and taking over. Your economy keeps getting bigger. You can't stay just all these different people in power. No, man, it has to. Somebody got to take over somebody.
The wicked are an authority. Yeah, because the wicked that only works on the righteous.
Right, exactly.
Everyone's on one accord.
Right, but no one.
If is righteous, the whole earth is going to be forced to live like that.
Right.
And if they don't, then that's when violence.
And that's the shit, because you can't. The Edomites gonna have this way of thinking. The Moabites had that way of thinking, so they can't come together and rule together. Because they got different standards. Exactly.
Fusion. Get that real quick, though.
Matthew 13:52. Then he said unto them, therefore every scribe which is instructed into the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is an householder which bringeth forth out of his treasures things new and old.
So we bringing it out, man. And until the kingdom come out, man, we're gonna continue to bring out things of old and we're gonna bring out the things that Esau Edom is gonna do, man. All right, but let me finish this in Numbers because that was it on that one. Numbers 35 and just skip on down to the point to go back to that name. We talked about since you have not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
He didn't read it yet.
Oh, okay, brother. Okay, let me get this one real quick because it's gonna tie in and go back to naming. Numbers 35 and 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land. So now we establish the bloody city is that land, right? And much blood was shed here. Where? Here in America.
Coast to coast.
Right. So this place is defiled. And it says, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it.
Right. And that's why the Edomites that are going to be destroyed in America ain't the elites.
Right.
Because they wasn't out here hanging niggas and butchering just the Latinos and Native Americans. It was you peons out that live here.
Right.
You losers. Don't blame the elites. See, now they want to, all the Edomites want to blame the elites. Listen, the elites wasn't down here butchering. I mean, I'm sure, obviously they had, but they weren't the ones conquering, conquistadors. They were the ones funding it, but they're not the ones that physically was hanging niggas in the streets and burning them. It was you loser Edomites that live amongst us today. So they're gonna be destroyed. They every day, and that's what again. That's that they getting into that old spirit, start killing niggas indiscriminately again. And now it's just the police. They have the authority to shoot and kill, and they can get away with it. When all hell hits the fan, there's gonna be Esau back in that same spirit. Because at least they need to survive. They got to go into slavery. But this land's got to be cleansed by the ones that came here and shed the blood of the innocent. Well, not the innocent, but Jacob's getting judged. But nonetheless, hey, the blood was shed. Somebody got to pay for it.
Still happening.
Verse 5, Ezekiel 35 and 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and have shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword
There you go with
in
that.
the time.
Hey, it told you whose blood was shed. The children of Israel's blood.
By the sword, which
It
is
didn't-
Esau's blessing.
It didn't indicate Moab. Who gives a fuck? It didn't name Ammon or Ishmael, and he's been terrorizing those people for hundreds of years over there in the Middle East, blowing Ishmael away, trying to get control of that land, and still ain't done it. But it named the children of Israel because the children of Israel
that were here in America.
Exactly. There you go.
And then they brought
Chief
more
city.
Israelites over here. They didn't bring no damn Hamites, just a slave. They
Right.
just to pick cotton. Shit, stupid at who? Come on, man.
You can imagine that.
Yeah. Matumbo out there in the field.
Terrible
Nah,
stuff.
man, it was the Israelites, and to this day they're still in poverty. Right? Still discriminated against. right? What are the most impoverished communities in America? Negroes and Latinos. Number one in jail system, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you know. They make because Esau tries to separate us. Oh, it's 30% Negroes, 20%. It's all Israelites, man. Like 70% of the people in jail are Israelites. The 30% are Edomites. When's the last time you seen a group in jail?
If they are, they're in federal prison for some tax shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Some crazy, they did some crazy shit.
Yeah,
Some what they call it, white collar crime.
Yeah. Or
Fraud, tax
butcher
fraud,
somebody,
shit.
or whatever the case is. Yeah.
It was espionage or some
Yeah,
shit.
they don't even get in trouble for that. They got all these videos of all these babies getting sold off markets over there in China, but nobody's been arrested for it. Where's the raids on them? Where's Rico on little baby parts getting sold?
Jake and the Hood catch Rico charges.
For selling drugs that Esau gave
Right,
him.
exactly, yeah. But that's how Esau do. You know, he'll set up drug dealers and gangsters.
Yep.
And then once he's done with you, he'll lock your ass up. You don't believe me? Keep on that one.
Ezekiel 35:5. Well, it says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and have shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. It says, thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
Yep. So hey, now that all the blood that this has shed, it has to be required by the man that shed it. You know, ain't no way around that. You did the crime, now you got to do the time. Just like he says. Esau says the same shit to Jake. If you can't do the time, don't do the crime. Well, now that blood has to be paid, man.
Judge you according to your word.
Look at Genesis 9. Somebody gonna grab that real quick. 96. I think it's that.
Genesis.
Genesis 96. But this devil got to pay, man, for all the atrocities this man has done. And he just want to throw it under the, brush it under the rug like it never happened. And the shit is all these books, their journals and shit from the conquistadors and Christopher Columbus. They said it themselves. What the atrocities they did. It's not like we making this up. They admitted it. Even documented it. And the only reason you don't see pictures of back then is because they didn't have cameras like they did during the time of slavery. That's why you see pictures of niggas getting hung and shit. But you think they weren't doing that to the Latino shit? They were cutting their hands off and they didn't pick up enough gold. They ride them around. They would ride on their shoulders on the islands.
The natives got done dirty, bro.
Yeah.
Same way, so it's like the so-called Negroes did.
They got put on slave ships first.
They get sent back to Spain and Portugal.
You got it?
The book of Genesis, chapter 9, verse 6. Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. For in the image of the Most High made he man.
Hey, you shed blood, now the blood's gonna be shed by other men. The Lord ain't gonna come down here and slap you in the mouth. He's gonna use other men to do so. You know, the weapons of war.
What's that, Ezekiel 28?
Yeah, but
By the hand of my people Israel, is that Ezekiel 28, I think?
25.
25, there you
I'm
go.
thinking that too.
the battle axes of war. The Lord's gonna have us bring this kingdom down. We're doing it spiritually first, and then the Lord's gonna have us turn into hunters. And then, of course, we're in the murderous city, where all the biggest bloodshed has been done on all of our people collectively. Because when Esau was back then, the Greeks and the Romans Empire wasn't all 12 tribes. So that does go back to that name.
Right. Back in the book of Nahum, chapter 3, verse 1.
This is where we were pressed together. The city that we were pressed together. And this is where we came back together. 12 tribes and it left to wake up.
Nahum chapter 3, verse 1 in the Good News translation says, doomed is the lying, murderous city, full of wealth to be looted and plundered.
There you go. This place, it is full of wealth. It was. Well, it still is one of the richest countries, obviously. But it's going down. For all the nations are seeing it, and the Lord got it crumbling from inside out. All the nations are starting to pull away from the dollar. You know, this place is, the riches are coming to naught. All because what? They were gotten by deceit. Well, let's say, long to you, they get riches gotten by deceit, roughly paraphrasing.
Ill-gotten gain, riches gotten by deceit. Yes, and
Deceit and murder, plundering. Imagine you get free labor for hundreds of years. Anybody become rich like that.
Better be.
You know, you don't have to pay nobody.
Come on, bro. All you gotta do is feed them.
And you just take shit, whatever you want. I'm this land, okay. This is my land now.
I'm gonna try that shit. Righteousness. I got another one. Look at Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 9. This is also the GMT. It says, "You are doomed. You have made your family rich with what you took by violence."
Hey, that word doom keeps coming up.
Yeah. That's the judgment that's coming, man. America's doomed. And you people can't deny it. I mean, look around. It's falling apart. Your nation's divided. Civil wars rising. Sleepy Joe sending billions of dollars while you people are struggling to pay rent.
Bro, you said
$95 billion to Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan,
Bro.
and you can't even get $95.
They got to jump through hoops to get a loan.
Yeah.
He's out here starving, bro.
Hey, Taiwan, and what the hell they going
Yeah,
through?
what
Why they
the-
get
Taiwan
money?
get money. That's gonna be the third war.
That shit
the
don't
third
make-
war. That's our third place about to get invaded.
And it's gonna happen soon. Within a year, 3 wars are gonna be taking place.
Hey, and these right-wing Edomites, they losing their minds. They're getting ready to take up arms,
They're getting
man.
pissed off because nobody's doing nothing about this shit. No?
They keep bringing up the Constitution. It's written in there that the Constitution was created for us to be able to rebel against a tyrannical government.
Well,
They're like, it's time. The time is now.
You should have rebelled. You
Hey,
should have rebelled.
do
a long
it,
time
man.
ago, dog.
Yeah, that's the Civil War. That's the Isaiah chapter 19.
Oh,
The Lord stirring up the spirits, man.
the guy who burned himself outside of Trump's
said
court.
that-
He was the one that was talking about that shit.
He said Trump and Biden are in bed together. He had a sign.
Yeah,
that
pretty
said
much.
that shit, yeah.
But one of his videos they put out of him saying that shit, he was like, yo, the Constitution talks about that. We have the right to rebel if it's a tyrannical government. He's like, now, do it. Now's the time to do it.
Don't burn yourself, motherfucker. Do something.
And really, at the end of the day, ain't nothing you're gonna be able to do against this government. They're too powerful. That's why we're doing this.
They're the ones setting up the opposition against each other. See, just because you see them on television debating each other, don't mean they're opposed to each other. They got the same agendas.
Theater. Back into this
It's
Habakkuk.
theater, yeah. That's why they call it witchcraft, man. Call it the media.
All of that, you see. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 9. Again, read on down a little bit. And this again is in the GMT. You are doomed. You have made your family rich with what you took by violence.
Yeah, what family? The Edomite families.
Exactly.
The elites. That's who's getting rich. Because even the average Edomite didn't get rich. You know, which is a damn shame. your people were ruling the earth, but you doing worse than the people that are the captives.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It says, and have tried to make your own home safe from harm and danger. So you took others home by violence, but then you build yours up so that no one can come and test you. It goes on to say, but your schemes,
Yeah, which is like plots,
evil machinations, conspiracy,
Devices,
devices. It goes, but your schemes have brought shame on your family.
Yeah, there you go. That's why he's being exposed. He's supposed to be made bare, man. That shameful spewing's coming upon his glory. You know, shame is covering his glory now because everybody's starting to realize, hey, you know what, this guy is a devil. You know what, that history does prove that he's a hypocrite. And especially the small hatters, everybody's looking at them like, hold on, their whole history is full of deceit and lies and just taking shit. And they're the only people you can't speak up against. Everybody's looking at them like it's shameful, man. And then what they're doing now is escalated even further.
Right now, they're the representatives of Esau on the earth. Is the Amalekites. Those are the people that when you look at them, you see, or you should be seeing Esau. All right, he's the one that is the forefront for the nation of Esau. He's your spokesman, and look what he's done on the earth, man. Now you got all you Edomites got to pay for what a small has done. That's why the scriptures say the least of the flocks I draw them out, man.
So what's happening now? Everybody's being drawn into this conflict. All right, and we have our own conflicts here as well going on. It goes on to say, Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 10. But your schemes have brought shame on your family. By destroying many nations, you have only brought ruin on yourself.
Yeah, and that's why everybody hates America. Because they seen how America goes around and drops bombs and destroys everything. Anytime America enters into the Middle East, what happens? The country quickly goes into shambles, man. Look at Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya, Syria. Right? All these nations that America has gone into for the last 30 years are fucking shambles, man. Terrorists, terrorists. Well, you're the one that sponsored them, terrorists. And then you go in, Esau goes in there, and it starts dropping bombs, man. Which we know war is just for them to make more money. You know, that's what it's all about.
It's wicked, man. It goes deeper than just about money. It goes into land and the resources of the land. What you call it, the minds of the people. You got to get the people on your side. That's why they're doing all this deceitful shit, though. They're wicked, bro. But Esau,
as far as America, he don't give a damn what the people say across the world. He'll just invade him. He just pays off the politicians, you know. He don't give a damn about the citizens.
Yeah.
You know, what you gonna do? He'll put them to work. You go look at Africa. That's what all Africa's all about. Edomites ruling those nations, and they see Esau. He slipped. He changed the name so you don't still know that they're still controlled by whether it be UK, France, Spain, or America. He just changed the names. So like that's not the Republic of France no more. It's Botswana. But you go to see who's running the country. They put some cool puppet leader in there, but who's really?
And really, it's just making mockery of all these different nations, us included. It goes on.
This is Isaiah 25:7, and he will destroy in this mountain the faces of the covering cast over all the people, and the veil that is spread over all nations.
All the lies that Esau has pushed out is the image of the beast. All his history, right? All his deceit, man, is being made or being brought to the light. And that's what ultimately the Lord's using his prophets to break down those strongholds. You know, and he's causing Esau to fall in his own tongue with his whistleblowers. And everyone's an expert now on the internet. And it's so easy for you to just find anything on, you know, do research nowadays. You know, which obviously you got to filter through it. Because, you know, Esau, he got his fact checkers and his, you know, he every day he got his AI changing shit up.
I got one real quick before we done on that. What about you? I got a little bit of, all right, just to go with what you're reading there. Sirach 10 and verse 8 in the Good News translation. It reads, I'll read it in the Good News, but it sounds a little better in the King James. Sirach chapter 10 and verse 8, it says, injustice, arrogance, and wealth cause nations to fall from power, and others then rise to take their place.
Because they get lofty, you know, they get complacent. Oh, ain't nobody. That's how America is. No one can take us down. Yeah. They said that about to take 10. They God can take it.
They used to do those marches out here on the streets talking about no justice, no peace. Well, guess what? There's still no justice. Where y'all at now?
Should be out here every single day in their Facebook.
Well, now they got a new, because we all know that shit's funded, them protests. Yeah, now they got a new one. It's for pro-Palestine. Right. You see what's going on in these colleges, universities. That's funded by George Soros, just like he funded Black Lives Matter.
Same shit.
See how they divert your attention from here at home to somewhere else, because they don't give a damn about you here at home.
They don't care about you niggas.
What you mean? No justice, no peace. We got justice.
Get over it, and then worry about them niggas across the world.
Sentence the guy to however long in the federal prison he got put. But come on, man. Now Jake feel happy as a dog with a new toy.
Real quick, a lot of these niggas that get caught up in this shit, they're a bunch of fucking criminals anyway. You know, scumbags.
But it said, I'll read it again in the Good News. It said, injustice, arrogance, the pride, right, of Esau, and wealth. But and that's why I want to read it in the King James, because it talks about the wealth cause nations to fall from power. But in the King James, it says because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. So the riches, the wealth that this nation has accumulated was gotten through lies. through bloodshed.
That
Right, which is what the murderer comes to do, or the thief. He comes but to kill and to steal. Man. So now this man got a whole lot of blood on his hands that he's got to pay for,
man,
man.
he put people in captivity.
And he ain't gonna abscond it. He ain't gonna get away from this one, man. He ain't gonna exit out the back door on you folks out here in America. Nah, he gonna get caught, man.
Because Esau, he gets away with it. He breaks his own law and get away with it because he's the one that created it. He makes the laws. But he can't change the laws of the Most High, so he's gonna have to pay. He's gonna have to get judged accordingly. He calls himself the people of the law. Well, his way. Now you gotta be judged according to the word.
This is what the
Took
book
it on.
says. Yeah. You want to take it on? We'll just see what it says. It says back in Habakkuk chapter 2.
That's why the Most High was jacking them people that were moved into Assyria. You know, after the northern kingdom,
Oh, yeah.
because they would claim to be Israel.
The lions coming out.
Yeah, the lions started putting them up. That's what's gonna happen to you damn devils out there. Because all them people out there are proud as hell, man. Them Israelis, they're fucking proud as devils, man.
Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 10 in the GMT. But your schemes have brought shame on your family by destroying many nations. You have only brought ruin on yourself. It says, even the stones of the walls cry out against you.
Yeah, because see the schemes of Esau. Okay, they read that part again. Your schemes.
Verse 10. Habakkuk 2 and 10. It says, but your schemes have brought shame on your family.
There you go. Your schemes have brought shame onto the name of Esau, onto that household of Esau, man. Because of all his schemes that he had in place to overtake nations started with treaties, man. He like the scriptures say, you know, how's it go? Pieces and or word was his butter, war was in his hands, you know, drawing swords, man. That's what Esau, you know, he's gotten over on you nations, man. Now you got the nations that are waking up. They're starting to realize, like, wait a minute, this dude's been getting off on us, man. Here it is, you had Trump for 4 years talking about how the other nations were getting off on America and they got to put their fair share into the pot, but America's been getting off on everybody.
Now they're giving billions away. Nigga can't even get a stimulus check anymore. They sending billions overseas though. Why? Because they know war is coming. You know, and they just America just setting themselves up for utter destruction and lose the war, which ultimately is biblical. But that was it on it.
So you know, it talks about it shall bring shame to your household, man. And everybody's seeing the Esau's nakedness, man. He's being made bare,
and they can't deny no more.
It wasn't me. Now everybody sees his ass.
Yeah, exactly. And now, chiefly he's Amalek getting exposed, even his own people. Hey, take it up with the Most High. You're still an Edomite. Just because your own people let you for dead, that don't mean nothing. You're still an Edomite. Go ahead.
Con. Back in Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 11, it says, even the stones of the walls cry out against you, and the rafters echo the cry. You are doomed.
The whole earth is crying out, man. And all the creation is groaning for the devil to be taken down and the righteous to be in authority.
Stones of the walls. It says, you are doomed. You founded a city on crime and built it up by murder.
That's why we got, is the chariot sign on the back of it? See the chariots.
The small one.
Yeah, small. Got it? Shit, here goes the criminal. Alright? Christopher Columbus wanted. We read that again because how was this place established? Well, Christopher Columbus first came to the islands, we know that, but after him, the rest of the conquistadors and the devils that came after him, they all wanted for the same crimes. Go ahead and read that again.
Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 12 in the Good News Translation. It says, you are doomed. You founded a city on crime and built it up by murder.
Yeah, and what did they do when they came here? It says, wanted Christopher Columbus got aliases, Cristobal Colombo. It says crimes against humanity here, but it should say crimes against Israel. It says abduction, kidnapping. These are the crimes that they established the Americas on, this side of the world, this whole side of the world, from north, central, south, and the Caribbean islands. It says abduction, kidnapping, human trafficking, theft, deceit, enslavement, grand larceny, fraud, premeditated oppression. Those are the crimes this devil has committed to establish America. And if you get charged with any of these crimes today, your ass is going to the big house for a long time. And in this case, it's worthy of death. That's why the Lord, because what? The main crime is the butchery, all right? The mass genocide, all right? Mass murder that this devil did, you know? And then not only did he do that, then he did commit, which is not on there, he committed identity theft. After he did all those crimes, he committed identity theft.
What, the Lord's people like that? Yeah, I mean, if you say you was a Moabite, at least you wouldn't get as much hell on you as if you were an Edomite. You could have tried to slide in there as a Moabite or something like that, or Ishmaelite. But no, you chose to be Israel, the children of Israel. Israeli. So that was, so you got a lot to pay for even that. Any Jake that dies in your kingdom, in your captivity, man, that's another whip to you, man. You're gonna get it back.
So say, you did the crime, now you got to do the time, which is going to be hardcore slavery.
Generational slavery.
After the downfall of your empire.
So death, you're going to come back in slavery, you're going to be reborn in slavery, you do reincarnation, and you're going to have to, from a child, you're going to have to serve slavery all your life.
Just like we do. If you go to jail, what they put on you? You get chains put on you. Well, guess what? Esau, you going to jail. You go to jail now.
Yep. It says, verse 13, it says, the nations you conquered wore themselves out in useless labor.
Yeah, because what? Ultimately, the Most High set up Esau. So all these nations fighting against, and especially our people, they even didn't listen to Jeremiah back then. They're clearly not going to listen to us now, but the Lord set him up. The Lord set up all these kingdoms to come and go, but now Esau is in the end. All these nations, they try to stop Edom, but they can't. Because this is the Lord's will. Esau was supposed to conquer the earth and bring death and destruction everywhere he goes, so that the Lord can return and deliver his people and bring Esau down. Hold on, let him finish this. Let him finish that verse.
It says, verse 13, Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 13 in the GMT. The nations you conquered wore themselves out in useless labor, and all they have built goes up in flames.
Ultimately. Yeah, because what? All of these other nations, they came here to America too to try to ride the coattail of the devil, you know, to get rich.
Yeah, that dream is going up in smoke.
Yes, because what? You think because these other nations, they think, all right, well, if America goes down, we'll still be good. Nah, you're going down with America. All the nations, all the kingdoms of the earth.
Yeah, useless labor. You know, that's what this place is filled with. Oh yeah.
Luke chapter 21, verse 24.
13, a little bit more.
Yeah, more, bro?
Yeah.
Okay. Luke chapter 21, verse 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. Like brother going to you know, the Lord set up Esau Edom, so it's just until the time be fulfilled. You know, ultimately our land was taken, but ultimately us. We've been scattered out to the four corners of the earth. But this why? Because Esau is the end of the world. You know, Jacob is the beginning of it. So this just prophecy playing out.
And that's what Scripture say that he that letteth, you know, Esau, he ain't doing nothing out of his own will, man. He just doing what he's allowed to do. Just like Satan does what he's supposed to do. You know, the spiritual entity Satan, he don't do nothing of his own will. So what you think the devil is gonna do? The devil on earth is gonna do something of his own will? He's the devil because the Lord made him so. Then because like the scripture say, before they were born, they're not doing neither good nor evil. The Lord just made him like that. It don't ask why. It just is what it is. Devil. How is he the devil? Because he's the devil.
That explains it's our Heavenly Father's purpose. That's what Jake Fitter realized. If everything is transpiring according to our Heavenly Father's will, like the elder and the priest are expounding on, is the fact that according to our Heavenly Father's will, we at the end of the Gentiles' rulership to be fulfilled, which consists of Esau's rulership. Okay? So real quick, just to back brothers up, this is 2nd Ezra 6, straight to the point, verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, which we know what world is talking about, because when you go into the world, it's speaking about the end of an age, the end of a rulership. Not the word world, which is oinkomeni, which consists of the whole earth. Okay? It's speaking in reference to eon, the end of a rulership, the end of an age. Okay? This is the reason why you have to go into the origin of the words, to have a thorough understanding of the biblical usage of these words, man. You know? So it says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
And I think in the GT it says age, so the people that the scholars, they know.
The Lord created a vessel for honor and a vessel for dishonor.
And then this is the end of it, the dishonor with power.
It's a clear divide between the people. You can't see what's evil and what's good at this point. There's something clearly wrong with you. You're probably evil and corrupt. So that's why you can't see it. You're corrupted by the evil. You think evil is good.
You got the veil over your eyes, so you're in darkness. You can't see the evil because you're in the darkness. You know, that's why they hate the light. People hate the light because they know their deeds are evil. Run from it like roaches. But hey, if you want to run from it, you're gonna die with Babylon. You want to hang on to it, you're gonna go down with the ship.
Like on 5 minutes on that damn boat.
Right? Yeah. It's been a pleasure. It ain't gonna be a pleasure in these last days. You ain't gonna get, you know, one last song while the shit goes down.
Terror, pure terror on that. It goes on to say here in the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 13 still. It says, and all that they have built up goes in flames. The Lord Almighty has done this. It says, but
the Lord is going to do this, man. This is His judgment. All right, this is the Lord's indignation that's coming. Okay?
Yep. It says, verse 14, but the earth will be as full of the knowledge of the Lord's glory as the seas are full of water.
That's what you see now, man. The Spirit of the Lord raining down from heaven like, you know, like the rain. They're coming down from heaven. It's spread out through the earth, man. The knowledge of Yahweh Shai is truth. It's spread out through the four corners of the earth. And that's how we know it. The scriptures say, Matthew 24, that shall be preached throughout the four corners of the earth, and then the end shall come. So he at the end. This is the end of Esau's society. It's collapsing. He's losing his mind. His narratives ain't working anymore. So he's just gonna go back to his blessing and just start swinging the sword. Fuck the deception and everything else. He's just gonna stick to what he knows works and start killing indiscriminately.
Violence is his language.
Yep. And the scriptures talk about he shall be given over to a cruel king, Isaiah 19.
Yeah,
So
Esau, he about to go, and he ain't gonna have no mixed feelings about who he hits, man. That's right. He's gonna shoot like a nigga does sideways into the crowd.
Yep, real quick one. Revelations 12:12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
That's what Esau's doing. Well, he just getting warmed up, though. Because soon he's just gonna start butchering, man, indiscriminately. Just like in that movie Civil War, he's gonna shoot on sight, then ask questions. These people, and these Edomites, like the right wingers, the Trumpers, they're gonna start forming militias and coming out here and start butchering you Negroes and you Latinos that keep voting for Biden. They sick of you niggas, man. And then not only that, but Esau's just gonna call all-out war. He don't care. Not only is he willing to destroy his own country with war, he's gonna go to the war with the whole earth. Bring chaos among the whole earth, because ultimately we know that he knows his time's running out, and he's trying to fulfill his new world order, because he actually thinks that it's going to be set up on this earth. Oh yeah, as long as we're going to get in the bunkers and then ride the storm. Nope. You're going to get ripped from out of there and put in chains.
That's right.
Okay.
Verse 15, Habakkuk 2:15. You are doomed. In your fury, you humiliated and disgraced your neighbors. You made them stagger as though they were drunk.
Yeah. And chiefly to the Israelites. Right? Making them drunk off their bullshit philosophies, the image of the beast. That not only has he pushed on the Israelites, he's pushed on the whole world. But chiefly the Israelites, because that's what he ultimately wants to control. That the heathens, the heathens just follow on their line like, whoever's in the bullshit. But he knows that he had to take down with the Israelites, and then make sure that they can't get back to the heritage. So I'm gonna claim to be the,
Because that's why the scriptures say, in Psalms, the 83rd chapter, let us conspire and cut them off from being a nation. And part of cutting us off from being a nation was stripping us from our heritage, stripping us from the true names of our power. This is why you see movies like, what is that? the slave movies where being the slave, he was like, "What's your name?" Roots. He said, "What's your name?" "My name is Toby." He said, "My name is Kuta." He said, "Your name is Toby." And that's showing you that they was very, very focused on stripping us from our true identity, man. Okay.
And then make it illegal to speak against the people that took your identity. Because that's how they know. And then everybody else knows. The other nations know that that ain't the damn people. Maybe the new people have forgotten, but the top the kings of these other nations, they know.
Verse 16. You in turn will be covered with shame instead of honor.
So now he's being covered with shame. See, he thought he was the old white man's the hero. He always comes and saves the day, democracy and brings stability to the region. Oh, he's trying to stop humanitarian disasters over there, right? Oh, look what Bin Laden's doing to his people. Oh, look, here comes the honorable white man that comes save America with the red, white, and blue. Captain America riding in, to save the day. Nope. Now it's being found out that this devil is exactly that, a devil. America, the self-proclaimed white man, is a damn hypocrite, liar, and a degenerate. That's what is coming out the light. Shameful. His history, people are starting to really hit on it. With this whole Israel-Gaza thing, that's amplifying it. So the devil's being exposed, man, and everybody's seeing him for the devil that he is. All right, because his track record speaks for itself. Hey, let's say you about to hire somebody, right? And you look at their track record, and it's nothing but crimes been committed, horrible job history. What, you gonna hire them? No, because the track record speaks for itself, right? Like the women say, oh, the past doesn't matter. Well, the most, like we read earlier, the Most High requires that it was bad. So the past does matter, but you got to pay for it. You got to pay for your crimes that we've been reading about. And now that the crimes are being put in your face, now they want to act like the victims. That's what the Amalek chiefly is good for, but Esau does it. Now they're the victims. Oh my God! Being a white straight male is the worst thing you can be in America. Hey, your shame is coming back upon you because 50 years ago it was the best thing to be a straight white man in America. Now your shame is coming back upon you. Now it's we're the victims. No, you can't be a straight white man anymore in America. Well, that's your fault. You set this up. Yeah, that's poetic justice. Because now the serpent and Eve, they going down together, man. The worst two things to be in America is a straight white man and a black woman.
That's right. This is Sirach 12 and 10. It says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
This devil, he never changed, man. The only reason he acts different is because he's down here in the slums with you. But let him get up above you, he'll change up quickly. Yeah, but when he's in the hood with you, then he your best friend. But when he starts doing better for himself, he don't want to be around you niggas. Because he don't like you. And that's why you're not supposed to trust him, whether he's the loser that lives among you or not. He's still a devil.
Yeah, that's what Revelations, I believe what is it, the 12th chapter tell you in the 9th verse, it's that old serpent, that same dragon that deceived the whole earth. Who is that, man?
19th chapter.
Is it the 19th chapter or the 12th? I think it's 12 and
19 or 20 starts with that as well. Right here. So verse 1.
Oh yeah, 12 and 9.
12. Yeah, get that 19 as well.
Yep, this Revelation 12 and 9. And it says, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil, and Satan, which deceived the whole world, he was cast out into the earth, and his angels was cast out with him. So that's that's right. The devil was being deceived, man. Right? He was cast out. What he did, he deceived the whole world by his philosophies, like the elder was saying, man. All right, through his policies, okay, through his hypocrisy.
Well, he called it a renaissance because that was the rebirth. That was the time he was let loose for a little season. That's when he started his deception. And what he had to do, he had to get rid of the evidence, change things up, and this took hundreds of years to do. This nigga's been plotting for hundreds of years to get to this point where he could just boldly claim to be a Jew, and then anybody that says anything against it it's a criminal.
Executed.
Yep.
The brother speaking facts, because back then it was physically, carnally knocking the noses off, iconoclasm, whitewashing.
Yep.
You know, now he got his technology, his media. He's able to do it like that, make him paint himself to be the God people and all his holy. Yeah, exactly. You know, so his devil is the
His deception has been upgraded. You know? But that's failing him. His deception is starting to fail him. Like, again, that's why he's going to return to what his blessing is. What he knows best is the sword. His deception was only for a little season. That blessing was forever, though, until he gets taken away. You know, so the one that gave it to him comes and take it back. But you know, so everything else is gonna fail him. His going to the soothsayers and the stargazers, all that's gonna fail him. The only thing that he gonna be able to sit on is that sword, man, or bet on. Get that real quick.
It's the book. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 20. We start at verse 1 with the 20th verse 2. It says, "And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit."
Right. This is at the end of the Dark Ages, as they call it, the Byzantine Empire. This is when the Khazars are starting to come into power, which is Esau, which are the pagan bull. You go into that. That's the devil calling themselves Jews today. The ones that are over there, the small adders.
Okay. Reads on. It says, "And a great chain in his hand, and he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan."
So that's that 1,000-year period. And they were under the Israelites and ruling in Europe.
And it reads on. It says, "And bound him 1,000 years, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more."
Yeah, so that after the Romans, the Edomite Romans fell, there was a 1,000-year period where Esau didn't go around dictating everything and lying to everybody. Because even during the Greeks and the Romans, they were still deceiving and lying. But when they came back is when they really had to deceive. Because they had, we can't let the world know black people were over us. They were ruling Europe. We got to change that.
That's a very proud nation.
Yeah.
And that's a big stain.
And who was behind it? Amalek. They were the Khazars. Amalek was the one behind it to bring 8 people out of the bottomless pit, so to say.
Right. It reads on. It says, I go back at the top. It says,
Caucasus Mountains. Khazars come.
It says, "And cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosed a little season."
And that's what we're in. And we're at the end of that little season. The deception's up. The nations that know it. He knows it. And like Brother read earlier, that's why he's about to come down for red. Because he has no choice but to just start executing people that don't want to get down with his authority. You know, anybody that comes up against the new order, just put him to death. That's why the mark of the beast is coming in. And then Revelation 13 says what it says. They kill him, say man would not worship him, you know, cause all. So he's going to start pushing his agenda with his sword now. He's been playing lightly, you know, using tactics, terrorism tactics, and, you know, his media. Now he's just going to start putting people to death. So there's no better tactic than put fear into somebody by killing people and making examples publicly.
Realistically, that's how a kingdom's supposed to be ran. You know, you're a king. When he says go, all right, and if you have a problem with it, then it's off with your head. So
Treason.
But what they're doing is they're doing it under wickedness.
They're doing it through policy.
Yeah.
But soon he's gonna say fuck policy, fuck the Constitution, fuck what you think your rights. You got the right to shut the hell up and do what I say or get put to death. That's what he's gonna say.
And he'll do it through deception. He'll start the war, so it gives them a reason to hold the Constitution. And then comes and they already got the what you call the National Defense Authorization Act set up, where they can have American military used on American citizens on American soil. So it's already in the papers. It's already in the book. So all they gotta do is say
you have no rights. When they made that, your rights went out the window, and you people were begging for it after 2001, 9/11. Okay, well, you got what you asked for. Because that's how. Again, that's you look up terrorism. That's what it is. Government intimidation to push policy.
They want safety.
They don't. Well, terrorism has nothing to do with some people trying to take back their country. First of all, you have to be a government to commit terrorism. How the hell is Al Qaeda terrorists? Niggas throwing AKs. They run. They ain't got no standing government to fund them. Outside the CIA. Yeah, then people throwing rocks at militaries ain't terrorists. Yeah, they're fighting for their lives.
Exactly.
Right.
What would American citizens do if they were put in the same situation as a lot of these other nations?
And that's
they
why
not stand up and fight?
Yeah, boy, but that's why he saw put Americans to sleep and pussified them.
Yeah.
That's why they've been able to just do what they want because nobody stands up. And then even the Trumpers, man, what they doing? They ain't doing shit. They just talking. All them guns and bullets, they ain't doing a goddamn thing. It's pathetic.
They're going to be forced to back all that shit up because you see this
When
shit
shit hits the
collapsing.
fan, they're gonna have to.
It's just collapsing. It's bound to fail. So when that happens, these true red-blooded Americans are going to come out, but the backwoods is going to do war.
They'll fight each other. They ain't gonna fight anything. People are gonna. It's just gonna be all out chaos, man.
Anybody they see is going to get it, really.
Ain't gonna be civil war, man. It's gonna be all out. Niggas gonna be wanting shit to eat. Niggas gonna try to kill each other to get something to eat.
Taking land, taking houses, taking blocks.
Setting up little towns, board it off.
You got Billy and Bob over there with the guns over here standing with this block, so nobody can come through.
And then they gonna start turning on each other. Because things are gonna get even worse.
Food rations.
Yeah, exactly. What do you think they're gonna do? Just because they militia don't mean they love each other. The scriptures say love them, many gonna wax cold. The only way out of this is through the Lord, man. Fucking militias, doomsday prepping, all that is a waste of time. Good.
Scripture says that because of iniquity shall the man reject. The love of man shall wax cold. So that's what's going to be going on in pure iniquity. That could just happen. Oh, will you read?
So I had something real quick. Preacher said that. It said that iniquity shall bound, right? And the elder just speaking about these clowns are not really going to stand up for what's right in that time, man. It's going to be a whole bunch of chaos, but
they're going to be looking out for themselves. Look, America ain't going to do shit for you. Why would you fight for America?
Psalm 94:16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers, or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?
The elect, the service of the Lord, are the ones actually stand up for anything. But these people, they stand up, they might march, and then they'll go back home and forget about all that shit. They ain't coming back next week. They ain't gonna be occupied with it during the week. These people just don't stand for nothing, man. And well, hey, the Lord's gonna make you stand for something. You're gonna have to take a stand whether you're gonna take that chip or not. And then a lot of you are gonna get hauled off to the Middle East to die. And a lot of you are gonna die here in America of starvation. Or just the civil war that's gonna be out here. People invading one another. Great tribulation, lack of food.
You got the same cities and whatever the government says to do that.
Yeah, a lot of people will do that. A lot of people are just going to be sheeple, but they're not going to know what to do. They depend on everything that the president is going to say. Whatever he says, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Well, you heard it, honey. You gotta go to the fucking, get the fucking,
You got to go to the
So the sheep, they're sheep. We're little sheep. These people are pure sheep. People are easily manipulated.
That's why they've been pussifying out. All this shit has been pushed down there. All these woke agendas and all this fucking sissy boy shit. And it's so that people don't rise up against them.
That's what it's for.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, now we're starting to get clear why they're doing that shit.
That's why they put all these over 110 chemicals in your foods that is banned worldwide. What's fighting people, man?
They've been doing that since the 80s.
That's that estrogen that they put inside the food to make the people docile, which is weak and submissive.
Emotional, yeah. Crying like a grown man, crying like a bitch on the street.
Milk commercials forcing you to drink milk. All right, bro. There was a big milk campaign in the 90s, 80s and 90s.
Not mother's milk.
Old cow milk, nasty ass fucking milk with all that shit in it.
With plus in it.
Now here in the modern era, we know what's in that. Like, yo, I can't believe that shit. And he was drinking that shit like it was
Everything. Chicken.
all that.
Got hormones in it. You know, everything, man. The vegetables, the fruit, they put in all kinds of shit. It's all to dumb you down and to make you more effeminate. Because if you got a nation full of effeminate men, who the fuck's gonna stand up against the leaders?
Little girls having incursions at like 10 years old, getting titties and shit. Men, boys getting titties. You know, it's a mess out here, bro. And again, you know, that's how
LGBT.
no father in the household.
There's a bunch of confusion.
Mix that with no father in the household. Okay, there's a bunch of candy and Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon. It's a wrap.
Yeah, and then the social media and the fucking TV,
shit.
all the shit, reality TV shows. People think that shit is real.
VH1.
I wouldn't be like that. Because remember, whatever people see on the news now is more like social media. But back then, remember like the Real World, and Jersey Shore. People wanted to copy that shit. You know, I remember when Jersey Shore came out, people were trying to act like a bunch of them clowns. It's like, what the fuck? And now they moved that to social media. I would be like my favorite influencer, blah blah. And it's all a bunch of freakism and weirdos that are influencers, man. That's been got to.
Platform.
That's heavy because that show you that they weaponize the media on a grand scale. Because even going further back into the television shows, it used to have what Family Matters, right? Used to have what the Cosbys, you know, right? But all these different shows, they projected a certain type of vibration, unity, family structure, okay? But now with the new vibration that they push out, because we know the media is when you go into its medium, which is the middle between the elites, okay, and the people, and what they want to project onto the people, what they want to forecast, what they want to cast out, all right? And that vibration of spells that they want to cast out, all right, is the vibration of confusion, okay, chaos.
That's why the latest movies, it's like Leave the World Behind, Civil War. He's already putting that in your mind, programming you before he actually makes his movie. This is what he expects: sedition, insurrection. So that way there is no excuse. You will get a prophets out here in the corners. So there is no excuse for why this devil is coming down with great wrath.
Habakkuk 2 and 17, or 16 rather. It says, you in turn will be covered with shame instead of honor.
Yeah, that's why Esau is being covered with shame. That's why he's such in a hurry to change the textbooks and to change the history, because it's a shameful history. America's history is very shameful. How it was conquered, how it was established, and to this day, the same people that were conquered are still here today. And where they at? In the worst places, the hoods, jail, right? What did it say for niggas? There's two things guaranteed. You're lucky if you live past 25.
America's
See, look, it's shameful. He couldn't take it. He heard it. Once you start talking about the history, Esau got to tuck his tail and go.
Stuck a nerve.
Yeah. So he said, oh,
The man has America paraphernalia all over his fucking truck.
nigga start speaking Chinese, saying he's not American. Hey, it's your problem. Go ahead.
It says, you yourself will drink and stagger.
Yeah, now Esau's getting drunk off of all the bullshit that he's been peddling. Yeah. Guess what? Now he's trying to get away from that shamefulness. So he got to take on his own bullshit that he's pushed out. See, I'm down too with it. Nigga, you the cause of it.
No. It says, the Lord will make you drink your own cup of punishment.
So yeah, what Esau did to us, now he's gonna have to go double.
And double. It says, and your honor will be turned to disgrace.
Hey, so here it is. The white man's been the captain of the planet. Now it's the disgraceful on the planet. This is the problem. Everybody's starting to realize he's the problem. And then again, the record speaks for itself. Your honor, just look at the record.
Speaks for itself. It says, verse 17, you have cut down the forest of Lebanon.
Yeah, Lebanon, which is a part of Israel.
Right.
That's where the cedar trees come from. Okay.
Now you will be cut down.
Yeah, that's like the
verse 17, Habakkuk 2, verse 17 of GMT. You have cut down the forest of Lebanon.
People are known as trees. The forest Lebanon in this place.
Yep. Now you will be cut down.
Now it's time for the tree to kick back, so to say.
Check this out. It says, you killed its animals. Now animals will terrify you. You know, these zoos. Look at Busch Gardens. Look at all these places. Look at how he deals with the animals.
Yeah, but they got something called an endangered species list.
I wonder why they're endangered.
There's a list of this species, and then he'll tell you there's 58 tigers left in the captivity and 38 in the wild. Like, how do you know? No, you're the reason why they keep shrinking in numbers, nigga.
They put fucking tags on them so they can ship them. This nigga.
There's more. I forgot. It's not. It might be tigers, but I know there's a couple animals that there's more in captivity than in the wild.
Yeah, that's what people do.
And there's the reason they're going extinct is because of the devil.
Everything's supposed to be confusing. Goes on to say.
He hunts for fun. He don't hunt to eat. He'll just hunt to put that nigga on the wall. That's wicked. You're gonna hunt animals that don't even kill people. You're gonna hunt them to put them on your wall.
Because he's stupid. That's what it will boil down to. That's why the scriptures say in 2 Thessalonians that the son of perdition shall be revealed, the son of destruction. See, he's so stupid that he don't have the foresight, the vision to see ahead that his action leads to destruction. That's how stupid he is, man.
Calm, man. He don't, he don't care about the future. He's all about instant gratification. That's why he sold us a blessing.
He's not fit to rule. Not planning. Not a civilization.
He's now. It's my money and I want it now kind of guy.
Dangerous.
He don't have no patience. Exactly. He don't have no foresight. And I prove it. That's why he doesn't care. He'll live his best life and the hell with everybody else.
You don't care about people. You don't act like you care.
Hey, real quick, I'm shocked because I just looked it up. Your brother's talking about extinct animals, and like I told the bro on the side, there's a white rhinoceros, right? And I knew it was just a couple years ago that it died. The last one says Sudan, the world's last known male northern white rhinoceros died in Kenya, March 19, 2018 at 45. So I know it was recently. 2018 went too far ago, but that was the white rhinoceros. Just last one died. Male died in fucking 2018.
You got Esau to blame and Ham for that. Because Ham be the ones hunting them.
Who's
Who's the one buying the ivory? It's Esau buying that shit.
You gotta think.
Yeah. So Ham, they'll do it, but you know.
Esau putting the demand out there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wicked man.
Well, Ham's a piece of shit too. Don't get it twisted. He's going right into slavery with the devil shit.
He just don't got the power.
Get it twisted.
He just don't got the power to do what he needs. You know, if he could, he would.
Yeah, them Kushites out there, man. They can't get pushed. Or no, that's actually you said Kenya or Sudan? Kenya, that's Kush.
It's good shit. No problem.
Sudan is Israel.
It goes on back here, and Habakkuk goes on to say, this will happen because of your murders of the, it's like it says, this will happen because of the murders you have committed and because of your violence against the people of the world and its cities.
Well, that's all the people that matter. Israelites matter. Lives matter.
But even then, because we're going to have rulership over the people, the Lord's going to give us dominion over all the people of the earth. But are we going to rule them like you rule? Of course not. We're going to rule them.
They're going to love us.
Yeah, they're going to learn to love us. I'll make you love me with Mike Tyson.
Well, they're going to, once they realize that we're beating them for the right purposes, yeah, they're going to get in line.
Exactly.
The other nations anyway,
You're
yeah.
gonna see the benefits of it.
Exactly.
There's going to be generations down the line. That first generation ain't going to know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, they'll be the ones still living.
Yeah.
When that shit hits the, when nukes hit, they'll be the ones
Yeah.
they got a lot of work to do.
I need you to make babies, and I need you to do that shit, and I need you to fucking, clean up all this mess. Because that first few generations is going to be cleaning up the earth. However that's going to go, we can only imagine.
They're still going to rejoice regardless. The world's going to be running like it's supposed to be, even while they're in slavery. They're still going to get,
well, they're gonna
benefits of the righteous are in authority.
Who is they in slavery over? They're going to see the gods basically like, all right, well, this is who we're going to worship.
But they're going to be in slavery, but they'll still, we ain't going to treat them like we treat Esau. We're still going to get their asses, especially Ham, but Ishmael, they all of them.
All of them
yeah,
won't get touched.
but they, you know, they ain't gonna get it like Esau.
It's gonna be a joy to deal with them. Really, at the end of the day. But it goes on to say,
Yeah, real quick one. Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn.
That's why the earth is in the condition it's in. People are all plugged out. Poverty everywhere throughout the majority of the earth. You know, just the trash, just everything. People can't breathe properly. Backs through. You know, everywhere. That's all around the planet. Let alone America shit. But hey, so you know, when the righteous are in authority, the people are going to rejoice. And right now, everybody's mourning, whether they want to realize it or not. They're living horrible lives. He said, when we get in authority, there ain't going to be no chemtrails. There ain't going to be no pedophilia. You're not going to have to, even the heathens being in slavery, that hardcore slavery, they still going to, it's not going to be like it is now. You got to worry about your kids going to be violated. You got to worry about adultery. You got to worry about this. You got to worry about all that. All that shit's going to be put to a stop. And people ain't going to have time to be committing adultery. When you get in authority. You know, they're going to be working all day till that sun go down.
ain't gonna be none of that crap.
And then, yeah, especially Esau, at night you ain't going to have time to be stealing. You know, stealing. Now that they going to lay down in that hole in the ground with open wounds on his back. He gonna just want a couple minutes to lay down. He ain't gonna want to do no evil no more. he ain't gonna have time to do evil, man. You're like we gonna give him a break to go hang out in downtown.
There's gonna be plenty of examples of people that try to do something and they're gonna get their heads fucking exploded. And then we're like, okay, so that's what happens. I try to fight.
And it's not like they're gonna be freely walking around either, though. So that's what I'm saying. Esau, Edom, he ain't gonna be really going off like that, because he gonna go the chain gang from the hole to the field and then right back. He ain't gonna. What he gonna do in that time period? He ain't gonna
revert to an animal state.
Yeah, he's just gonna be grand. They gonna be humming and shit. And then after they done, they gonna tie them together again. And then walking back to their bed. They ain't gonna be partying downtown. You know, go in the meat market at night. You know, in the Bacchus having a party. Nah, he's gonna be chained up 24/7. Esau ain't gonna be doing a goddamn thing but working, getting his ass whooped. Because we already know, you give this nigga an inch, you're gonna try to take him out. You ain't giving him no opportunity to do wickedness no more. Because it's in him, but we gonna cut that off. We're gonna help you out, Esau. We're gonna prevent you from doing any wickedness. How about that? And if you do get caught with it, it'll be immediately put out. Because shit, they gonna start just like you had Sambos and sellout coons. You're gonna have the same. Esau gonna be doing the same. Hey, he's gonna be snitching on you. Hey man, I saw him fucking drink this, sucking his own blood out his fingers. Hey, they gonna start ratting each other out. They don't want. Hey man. You know, if they find him doing this shit, we all getting whooped. Right. Get this nigga out of here. Go ahead.
Chapter 33, verse 24. This is how you deal with slaves. It says, a donkey should be given its fodder and its burden, and it should be beaten. A slave should be given food and work, and it should be disciplined. If you make your slave work, you can set your mind at ease.
Yeah, Esau ain't gonna have no idle time.
Right, no idle
what
time.
You doing over there? Me? Just hanging around. Hey, Esau ain't gonna have 1 second in the kingdom to hang around. The only time he gonna hang around is when he hanging in his hole in the ground. But he won't even. We'll take him down. You gotta take him down. According to the law, you gotta take. You can't just leave him hanging like he did us. You gotta take him down. That's saying the evening. But yeah, Esau ain't gonna have he gonna have liberty to do what he wanna do. This nigga ain't gonna have liberty to wash his ass, let alone commit sin. All that's evil is about to be put out once we're in authority. We gonna make no fucking wickedness on this earth. That's gonna be done away with. That's what the scriptures say. All that's about to be quenched.
Quenched, that's the word.
Like Esau about to be having seances in the middle of the woods.
Conference.
Yeah, like they're gonna get together and try to overthrow the city. Get the fuck out of here. They're gonna be in chains, man. How are you gonna do that?
According to Nate, they coming back after
that's right. Yeah, they're gonna break the chains. Gog and Magog.
That somehow they're gonna coordinate that somehow amongst each other. with the little time they got and somehow come back after 1,000 years.
And that's one thing I don't understand about that is right now they're at their pinnacle and they're gonna get railroaded by your house shining angels. So
But
you
at the
tell
bottom,
them
they're gonna come back.
they're gonna come back. So what are they doing? They're building even stronger weapons in the caves. What are you talking about?
The scripture says that they shall build, but I shall bring down. I shall throw down. So how the fuck are they gonna see? That's what the apostle talks about. You fucking idiots over there at the IUIC, man. You listen to this shit. You don't really analyze it. You're just a fucking zombie, man.
That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, sense though.
Come on, bro.
You say that shit.
That shit ain't hard. That right there ain't hard to understand. Like, what do you mean Esau's coming back
Yeah,
after?
because think about it. Jay couldn't even do what he wanted to do during hardcore slavery. You think and Esau about to get it double, and you think he's just gonna be out doing what he want to do? Because you know Esau's wicked, so of course you let him do what he wants to do. He's gonna be wicked. He got to be chained up all day, like that zoo animals. You know, keep them down. They gonna be praying. How the hell they gonna get together? Like maybe they gonna have a language like Africans.
We're gonna be able to talk that shit in a meeting.
We're gonna read their thoughts. They ain't got to talk. And I don't want to hear no Edomites talking anyway.
Yeah, not allowed. Not allowed. It goes back. So back in the book of Sirach.
And the other nations see them going on, they gonna beat the shit out of them.
That's their orders. Taskmaster. Yes, the emperor is a great taskmaster. Big ass hand.
Big ass finger in their face.
Whip them. Sirach 33, verse 25. It says, if you make your slave work, you can set your mind at ease. If you don't keep him busy, he will be looking for freedom.
There you go. So trust me, we're gonna be continual employments. So they got plenty of work. So we're gonna be at ease. Cause they what? We gonna know they exactly what they doing every day except Sabbath. And even on the Sabbath, we know what they doing.
We don't know.
They're gonna be laying in the hole, recovering.
It says, verse 26, you can use a harness and a yoke to tame an animal, and a slave can be tortured in his stocks. It says, keep
the start with chains put on. Just watch the movie Django and shit like that. You see? So again, come on, man. You saw ain't finna just get it chill, swinging on a hammock in the kingdom. Hell no, they're gonna be 24/7 chains.
Yoked up.
Yep, yoked up, tied to other slaves. So he can't just wander off to do what he want to do. No, that means you got to take all the 38 other niggas tied to you. So you can't just sneak off into the woods. Then 38 niggas moving with you, barely can walk and shit. Chain gang, as they call it.
It says, verse 27, keep him at work and don't let him be idle. It says, idleness can only teach him how to make trouble.
There you go. He's not gonna be idle, bro. He ain't gonna have 1 second to be idle.
Concocting some sort of plan in his head that you're gonna do something.
Maybe if I take this chain up my ass. You know, man. It's because he's so weird like that, man. He's a fucking faggot. He ain't got no time to think about nothing except them open wounds on your back. That's all he's gonna be thinking about. And then, damn, I hope I meet the quota tomorrow so I don't get my ass whooped again. That's what they're gonna be thinking about every day. Shit, man, I gotta get better out there on that field. I'm tired of these ass whoopings.
You don't get used to it, bro, from childhood, man. It says, idleness can only teach him how to make trouble.
Yeah, exactly, there you go. And that's the thing, he ain't gonna be causing no trouble, because he ain't gonna be idle. He's gonna be put to work. Far from any kind of things that he can defile.
It says, verse 28, work is what he needs.
That's what he's gonna keep.
Work is what he needs. If he won't obey you, put him in chains.
There you go. And clearly he's not gonna obey. He's not obeying now. He ain't gonna obey them.
He's gonna be in chains.
Put him in chains. And that's the I think that's how you have the honor. Yeah. Go ahead. Now you get
Yep. Psalms 149, verse 6. Let the high praises of the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, be in their mouth and a two-edged sword in their hand to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishment upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with feathers of iron.
Yeah, that's what the elect's gonna have. the luxury of doing. You know, putting this world in subjection, conquering the earth. Just like the Lord allowed Esau, punk ass, to conquer the whole earth. What do you think he's not gonna allow his chosen, the elect, not conquer the earth? Have fun with it? Yeah, we're gonna have superpowers, you know.
Bro.
Esau, you know, he was limited to his blessing, the sword, you know, and that's not gonna do anything to us, you know. That'd be nothing.
Bro, the earth is huge.
And we're gonna make him gather up all his weapons that remain, any guns, bullets. You're gonna have to round them all up and melt them down and make farming equipment with it.
Got it right here. This is Micah 3 and 4. No, Slakia 4, verse 3. And he shall judge among many people and rebuke strong nations afar off, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore.
There you go. So there won't be no uprisings. There's not going to be no need for weapons. Because even the other nations ain't gonna be beefing with each other. What the fuck they gonna need weapons for? All the weapons. If there's weapons, it'll be for the Israelites, and we're not gonna even need weapons. But they didn't say we're gonna have 2SR, so you know we're gonna have fun with some weapons. But we could just have you explode and you know just stinking it.
Easy work.
Yeah, your head just blows up, and your body just sitting there.
Pile of meat on the ground.
Right.
Have someone step
Everybody around you is covered in your guts and your blood.
Service clean the shit up.
So yeah, so all these equipments, tanks that remain, anything that remains military-wise, is going to be all melted down. And then there's plenty of metal to start getting them agriculture tools going, or you know whatever they're gonna, you know, because we ain't doing no manual labor. You know what I'm saying? We already built up this kingdom. Now it's time for the heathen. Chiefly the Edomites to build up. And, well, like Brother said earlier, though, you gotta clean up first, though. So a lot of it be cleaned up. Trash, pollution, bodies. You know, there's a lot to be cleaned up. Technology ain't gonna work no more. So all that shit gotta be burned up too. There's gonna be there's gonna be piles and piles of metal scrap, computers and shit that don't work no more. They gotta be burned up. Gehenna, right? That's gonna be make a fire. Hey, who knows? We might just start chucking shit into America as the turn of attention.
Or a bunch of satellites.
That's the fire. You gotta start a fire. Just toss that motherfucker shit. Grab a tank from fucking Uzbekistan and toss it to America. I'll finish this.
Psalms 149 and 9. To execute upon them judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye the Lord. How much I'm shot.
That's the honor. All right. Getting in the NLT, I think it says I forgot what word. Not honor. It says privilege. I think.
Yep. This is Psalms 149 and 9 in the NLT. To execute the judgment written against them. This is the glorious privilege of the faithful ones. Praise the Lord.
Glorious privilege. To what? Put people in slavery. Conquer the earth. That's a glorious privilege because not everybody's going to get that honor. It's a privilege. And it's only given to certain men. The chiefly, the 144. Led by Yahushua. But hey, that's who's gonna conquer the earth. See, unlike Esau's bitch ass, the rulers are gonna conquer the earth, not pay people to do their work. Yeah, we're gonna get our hands down. We're gonna get down in dirt, so to say.
The king's gonna come down.
Yeah, we're gonna lead by example. Yeah, because the kings and nobles of Esau, they gonna be they hiding in their bunkers. They didn't come out here and start butchering. Like we mentioned earlier, they weren't the ones hanging niggas in the streets.
Right.
They weren't the ones hanging Mexicans out there in Texas. Nope. It was you loser Edomites that are complaining now. Hey, you weren't complaining when you could hang us. Well, don't complain now. Just because your people left you for dead, you know, take it up with them. But again, we're going to show you what true elites are supposed to be.
these Edomites are still proud of how great America became because of the slavery. That in itself it requires payment. You now have to be, there has to be some form of retribution for that, because you were not only those people back then, but you're still okay in the behavior. But don't let us bring it up now. We don't want to talk about it, but you're proud about it though. You're proud.
That's why they're gonna eat a missile.
Yeah, you waved that flag, but how was that flag established? How were all those stars put together?
Right now we gotta make America great again. Nah, fuck that. Yeah. America will never be great. America's history shows that it's not great. But y'all want to make America great again? What's that mean? Put us back in slavery? Is that what you mean? That's what they mean. That's when America was great, when they could spit in your face and take your food, you know, mash your face up. You know, you're sitting in the colored section. The signs say no Negroes, Puerto Ricans or dogs.
All Esau had to pay for was materials. That's it.
Yep.
And that was just between them. Because who had control of the materials?
Exactly.
It was Esau.
Or he could just pay free labor to get the material. Or get free labor to tree that. Yeah, cause go ahead, nigga, cut that tree. Well, tough luck, man. Now you gotta pay, regardless.
Revelation 13, verse 9, the point is intent. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Right, like they say, what goes around comes around. Our people were horribly mutilated for hundreds of years to this day, sold off on auction blocks, kidnapped. What else? They're making a big deal about this Diddy and Bill Cosby. What about the atrocities that were being done, the raping that was being done to our people, men and women, children? And you wanna cry out for some bimbo that had sex with R. Kelly when she was, you know, underage, and 20 years later say something, you want to shed tears for her. But the kids that go missing every day, nobody cares about them. Didn't we look it up? Thousands and thousands, if not millions of kids every year. Or like, yeah, it's a ridiculous number. Every day there's kids going missing. Where do you think them kids going? Great. Or there's to the elite's house.
Burger near you.
Yeah. Pepsi can. Shit.
Your old lady.
Probably your fertilizer for your veggies.
You rejuvenating serum for
makeup. They put that shit in makeup.
With a homegirl on Sandra Bullock on fucking the Ellen DeGeneres show, talking about that. Oh, it got the foreskin of babies added into this. That's how it takes away the wrinkles.
God damn.
Openly said that shit, bro. People were all, woo.
Well, that's the thing. They said about the adrenochrome, you know, that baby blood.
They put baby blood on their face. Blood on their face. That's where the whole Wilson came from. Yeah. That's symbolicism. It's symbolic of that. They covered the whole Wilson from Castaway. Yeah, it's with the face on the volleyball. Yeah. All that shit goes back to Esau and the shit. They covered their faces up. That was a sign between themselves, man. You know, or conspiracy goes. You know. Yeah.
This is Isaiah 33:1. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealeth not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee.
And that's now Esau has come to an end of his spoiling and treachery. Now it's about to be brought upon him. It's gonna be, the tables are finna turn. Everything that he sowed, now he's gotta reap. You know. And now he has to pay for all his crimes, man. And he's gotta pay with the maximum penalty. So, yeah, it's gonna be a long prison sentence to end in the death sentence.
Ezekiel chapter 35, starting at verse 5, it says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity and the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast hated not blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Hey, and that's like the scripture says, you know, the blood is getting ready to pursue you, Esau. Okay, all the different things of what you've done throughout history, all the atrocities, all these things getting ready to come back upon your own head. All right, you and your own nation. Okay, got red-handed.
And he not only put us in slavery, hardcore slavery, but the things that he was doing during all that, man. While he was conquering, Esau was a fucking a serial killer, man. This nigga was getting off just doing atrocious things every day. You know, and then the man, you know, he even admits it. He said, yeah, we could have took them with 70, took that whole line with 70 guys. Because Jake, and that's what, Jake wasn't dealing with when they came here on them boats, our people weren't dealing treacherously with them. They weren't trying to spoil them. They were giving them gifts, showing them how to live on the land at a farm. So once Esau said, all right, look, now we know how we can live here. Fucking start butchering them. You know, that's what they did here in America, in the natives. But in the islands when they first arrived, they got them gifts, and then they got to the butchering quick. They fuck, these people are too nice. Esau took it, saw that, and they just started killing them, bro. You know, because what they were trying to give them gifts, showing them all the gold they had. Like, oh hell yeah! And then they started putting them to work. Now, you know, they had them swords and shit. They're like, so the Northern Kingdom was caught. They didn't know what the hell was going on. Oh shit!
They never had a conflict like this.
Yeah, they came in with all the shiny armor and shit. Like they came on big ass boats, wooden boats. And like, damn, these guys are yeah, cool. And then next thing you know, in the middle of the night, yeah.
This is Psalm 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
It's not like they couldn't understand. No fucking brought an interpreter. But you know, they had to have been able to communicate somehow. Even if it was they couldn't understand the broken Hebrew perfectly, but clearly he brought SWAT. You know, they brought people that knew Hebrew, interpreters. Yeah.
To help.
So they knew they had some kind of communication. Maybe it wasn't perfect, but you know that's how they were trading. You know, giving them gifts. And then bam! This whole time he saw smiling to him. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get this motherfucker. Yeah. Here's a blanket. Got you. Yeah. You want some liquor? Make liquor out of that sugar cane over there.
And he's still in power to this day.
Well, he's still pretending to be your friend with a smile in his hand and the knife over waiting to shank you up.
This is Psalm 64, verse 1. Hear my voice, O power, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, and my prayer preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words.
That's the elites ultimately, you know, the secret council. Talk about the Illuminati, you know, secret societies. But because that's the ones that set up all these agendas, and they have people peddle it, but they're the ones shooting arrows in secret, you know, and what to target us, you know, to point out, look, the accuser of thy brethren, look how wicked he is, they got that. You know, that's why I read earlier, going to that with the bottom to your neighbor. Right. Yeah, you saw pointing the finger. I swear for people like me, you can point the finger at the bad guy.
He sets it up. He sets all these stumbling blocks up for our nation to fall into the sinful trap. You know, adultery. We were talking about that earlier today. Adultery, drug use, and this wicked behavior.
Everything, social media, everything on television, man, is a take you away from the Most High. 99.9% of the time, man.
You pass a billboard, okay, you're going to see the bacon hand off the side of the sand. Okay, you're going to see a little picture some shit, little titties out or something like that. You know what I mean? Even something like that. And Tracy. Yeah.
after your lust, lust of the flesh.
Which is all vanity, which is why King Solomon said that, man. See, the thing about it is, even when you watch that movie, Social Dilemma, they show you that Esau's job was to what? Distract Jacob. So all that social media and all these technologies to distract Jacob from being able to have a conscious mind towards the Lord. Because if you have free time to be able to think, we naturally have a spiritual void. And that spiritual void is a craving that Jake naturally had. That's why it says in Romans the 11th chapter, what is Israel seeking for? That the election have attained it, but the rest were blinded. So they know if we didn't stay distracted, that we would eventually seek our power, man. You know?
We'll overcome.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think they did with that total home? They ended up just bombing it because they see what it did was just going to spread.
They know Jake ain't gonna go back to the Most High. They know the scriptures better than Jake do. Yeah. Outside of us, nobody knows the scriptures better than Esau. You know how much he's had hundreds of years to study that shit, man. He knows the scriptures very well. You know, that's even Satan knows the scriptures too, man. So what? You think the physical counterpart don't know the scriptures? That's how they get able to lie. They know the truth, so you can tell the lie. But yeah, they do want to keep, because again, our people have a zeal, not according to knowledge, of course, but they don't want our people to come together whatsoever.
In any shape, way, shape, or form. It's a threat. Now, at this point, our people are so destroyed.
Yes. It don't matter if they come together now. Let them march in the streets. They're going to start burning shit anyway.
And as soon as one gunshot fires, they're going to scatter anyway.
Esau has done the mental campaign. You know, he don't need to. That's why he took the chains off you. Like once you train a dog enough,
Yeah, because that's heavy, because that goes into the whole Willie Lynch psychological warfare tactics that he opposed on the slave owners to pretty much oppose on the people. Right? You know?
White skin, dark skin shit. Yep. We got a term for that shit.
Yep. House nigga, feel nigga. You know?
Right, and that's why he calls us Negroes, Latinos, Mexicans, and El Salvador and Guatemala. He divides us all. Even Brazil and Colombia, same exact people, different country. So they think they're different. I'm not from Venezuela, Colombia. It's same shit.
Different portion of the land.
A couple miles away, whatever. But that's Esau's one of his tactics, to divide and conquer. As long as they think they're from a different city or a different country that I put the borders on, then they'll come together.
They sit back and drink paper blood.
Yeah. Laughing at you dumbasses, watch you on the videos. They just sit back laughing. They fight each other.
Back in Psalm 64, verse 4, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect, suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage them, it says they encourage themselves in the evil matter. They commute of laying snares privately.
They lay these snares privately because they don't want you to know, right? That's why they dress it up with all the kind of bullshit. So you don't know that it's a trap because it's just the norm. It's just pushed out everywhere. And then again, this is the image of the beast that we're seeing, man. The image of the beast is what is speaking. And it's being pushed out through the four corners of the earth. You're either going to get down with it or get cut off from society. That's your two options if you're not in the truth. And we don't have an option. We don't have an option. We're going to do what the Lord said to do. That's not an option. You people are going to have to choose who you serve. We've already chosen. We're going to be there to the end.
Who shall see them? It says they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep.
They do a diligent search, man. They're wiser than the children of Daniel, right? The children of this world. So know. They got the history artifacts. They know the scriptures are real. if they didn't know the scriptures are real, why would they want to be Jews? Come on, man.
They're all the ancient.
Of all the people they could be, you know, all the books they could have chose to take heed or to claim to be people of, why would they choose that if they didn't know the truth?
And why would they actually lie to portray themselves to be those people? Which you see Russia, Putin just exposed the truth of the matter. That the true people of the Bible is dark-skinned people, man. Which the apostles and elders been going in on, man. All right, we've been knew about the Russian icons.
Russian icons. Man, that's old news to us. Now people, you see that?
They never seen that.
That's old news for us.
They've never seen that before, so they're taking offense.
Like like nobody's ever seen the images before. That's all bullshit. We got pictures of it that are older than fucking a lot of these social media sites. We got pictures, you know.
We got them.
So obviously that ain't the first time they've unraveled them.
No, I'm saying but
that's what they said. They said like he opened up a tomb. Like Putin opened up a tomb and found relics.
Wow.
Come on, man.
Wow, look at that.
See, Esau allowed that information to be pushed out, and you can see the reactions of the people that they're desensitized to that. Because now people's now they go back to that old saying, well, he was from the Middle East. There's a bunch of dark people out there.
Oh, now they accept
really
it. We were saying it was like whatever.
So nobody really cares.
Yeah,
Good. That's what we want. We want nobody to care.
Yeah, that's that normalcy bias spirit, man. Jake has been so defiled spiritually that, like the elder just stated, man, like a dog. Once you train a dog on a leash, once you take the leash off, you don't need it anymore because you done trained them psychologically and spiritually to be obedient, man. You know?
You finish that off?
Yep. That was it. Psalm 64:7. But Yahweh Bashem Yahushua shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. Yeah, that's right. The Lord will shoot at them with an arrow. That's what we're seeing right now, man. All right, the Lord is completely breaking down this empire with his devices through the mouth of his prophets, man. Okay, exposing this devil for who he truly is. Okay, it says, so they shall make their own tongues fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee. And that's what's happening. The light of the wicked is put out, like the scripture says, man. And that light going into them being the light bearers is going into the knowledge that they have control of the world with, them knowing the truth. All right? Now the Lord is exposing that they are liars. All right? So that light that they perceive to be, all right, is truly revealed for them to be darkness. Okay?
Let's continue on through the spirit.
Jeremiah 51. This is Jeremiah 51, verse 7, right to the point. It says, Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord Yahweh Bashem hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
Yeah, so going in, feeding onto the spirit. I remember Wells going to earlier about his image being pushed. Going into Galatians 17 chapter, a couple of abominations, going to so-called America, Babylon the Great. It was used, as Proverbs 6:4 says, the wicked created for the day of evil to push ultimately his philosophy. And the pinnacle of it is going to be when this MOTB is made mandatory. You have to fall in line, with his system, pretty much play ball, be outcasted from society. And then feeding off, the elder brothers put in the chat, about ultimate example right now, which we're in that state of being holy children in the time of going to look at Daniel, about not bowing to the image. His whole setup, his mindset is to rule forever. So, especially at the end of rulership, he gets anxious, he gets worrisome. You've seen a lot with the Caesars, their psychology with the king is, they're always worried about losing power. So going to, that statue being raised, erected by Nebuchadnezzar, the dream was given an interpretation of it from Daniel, but him being a heathen, he was just made at the sign, he made an image so the whole world would worship. And at a certain time when you heard a noise, everybody was down on the worship. Yeah.
It's Daniel chapter 3. I'll start at 12. Sounds like
Yeah, we hear the flute or hear the harp.
okay. Cool. This is Daniel 3 verse. I have to start up there.
Yeah, we're
I'll start at From the top, yeah. I'm trying to find a spot, but start from the top. Daniel 3 verse 1, it says, Nebuchadnezzar the king made an image of gold, whose height was 80 cubits, and the breadth thereof 6 cubits. And he set it up in the plain of Dura, in the province of Babylon.
So it's an idol. He erected an idol. So that's why, you know, these things are propped up so you can see it and worship it. You know, so Nebuchadnezzar being a man, you know, ultimately he wanted to be worshipped, you know, as a god. Later on, again, going through the chronology of Nebuchadnezzar, the Lord humbled him. He ended up being like an animal, eating the grass and moving and shit, right? Because the Lord said he was in the kingdom of men. But here it is again. Here in this time, Esau in that same mindset. You know, being a carnal man, he wants to be worshipped. He wants to set up an image. You know.
Real quick, Leviticus 26 and 1. Leviticus 26 verse 1. It says, Ye shall make you no idols, nor graven image. Neither rear up a standing image, neither shall ye set up any image of stone in your land, to bow down unto it, for I am Yahweh, your power.
Because going to an image, I mean, it's a likeness. You know, so going to that likeness, Nebuchadnezzar, he made the likeness of himself to be worshipped. You know, that's why, you know, going to the Caesars, they make all these statues. You know, Augustus, Octavian. You know, he had a statue in Boyne and shit. You go in the same thing in Washington D.C. You have Abraham Lincoln sitting on that, you know, and it's all satanic. You know, keep the hand gestures, that's above, so below. You know, goes into his wicked philosophies, man. You know, do as thou wilt. And then again, going to these things being erected, it comes with its own set of rules. Like God comes with rules. And the Lord said He's a jealous power. That's why these things are not supposed to be worshipped. The littlest thing to the greatest thing is not supposed to be worshipped, because that takes power away from the Lord. You know, and again, that takes away the fear. And when there's a God that you worship, that's not the Lord, that means you don't fear the Lord. And that's why in this world you can worship whatever the hell you want to. You know, you can like it again onto Egypt, you know, because Egypt, they had a plethora of God they worship. A God for the sun, a God for the water, you know, a God for good luck, you know, your favorite shoe, favorite sock, that's all idolatry, you know, because you really superstition as well too, you know. But again, going to the mindset of Esau, you know, he wants to do this because he's a carnal man, he knows he's losing power, you know, so he's going to coerce you, funnel you to what? Worshiping him or die. Because he wants to be God on the earth, man. This is his mentality.
He feels like if you want to be on earth, well, you got to come under his control. Ultimately being monitored, being electronically tagged, all right, being followed, all right. That's how this devil feels. Because the scripture says in Psalms, the 14th chapter, the fool hath said in his heart that there is no God. So this devil feels that he's supreme.
Yeah, that was Go ahead.
Real quick, going into kind of like the same thing, the time of Daniel chapter 6, verse 10, but this is when Darius made a decree that, you know, if any man don't bow down to worship, he cast to the lion's den. But Daniel 6 and 10 says, now when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went into his house, and his windows been opened.
Go ahead, get Isaiah. Go to them to devise wicked decrees. I think it's Isaiah 10 and 1, like 2. You know, because that's a wicked decree. You know, and here it is, you're making a law that you have to worship something that's not lawful, man.
Isaiah 10 and 1, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed.
Right, prescribed meaning meaning before, it was premeditated. You know, so you know, going to Esau in this decree, the MOTB, is obviously premeditated, because that's why he's building a whole system around it. You know, and exactly prescribed. There you go.
Exactly. The etymology of a decree is from the early 1400s. It says special ordinance or regulation promulgated by authority.
By authority. You know, so a king can only make a decree. You know, so the man in power, he makes a decree that, you know, think about the example of the pandemic. Who on the planet Earth had the power to say you can't go outside or participate in society? Let's have a mask, we have that juice, whatever you call it, man. You know, green light, so to say, to go into business, do business, you had to be maxed up. You know, that's a wicked decree. You know, because it's taking the right of the people to participate in the so-called free world, because you want to make a decree to where, you know, you got to get juiced up or you can't live in society, man. You know, but if you live in that time, you know, what the Lord had is meant, we had faith, and we're still here. And you see, with the byproduct of taking that juice is everybody's been dropping dead. Suddenly suddenly dead, dies suddenly. People in their prime, in the middle of a game, top athletes in the world just dropping dead, and no one, has, the mentality to say, what the hell's going on? And it really because people are scared, man, because you took that shit.
Exactly.
Hey,
and that's going, which we're gonna get into later. That's going to the great tribulation that he's gonna bring to get you to worship him. All right. When we start with establishment of him setting certain laws and prescribing certain things, all right, so he can present this image to you to get you to worship him.
Exactly, because when a decree is made, obviously there's a consequence if it's not upheld.
Exactly.
That's why we're going to the examples of reading from the book of Daniel, man. It's going to happen all over again. Same thing happened in the time of the Greeks. Greek freaks, reading in the book of the Maccabees, plenty of examples of, our righteous forefathers had to stand up for what is right, man, which is the laws of the Lord. And they had to suffer for it. And that's what we're afraid of. They don't want to suffer for righteousness.
Back in Daniel chapter 6, verse 10. Now when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went into his house, and his windows being opened in his chamber toward Jerusalem, he knelt upon his knees 3 times a day and prayed and gave thanks before his God as he did aforetime. Yeah, so pretty much, even with the decree being pushed out, facing death, going to the lion's den, that's pretty much what? Obvious death. Daniel continued to worship Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua,
And that's why it says in Habakkuk, the just shall live by their faith, because if you have faith in this world, you have faith in the Lord. Because taking that chip, taking that juicy juice is a sign, saying pretty much you have faith in the world. That whoever's in power over you, you're okay with what he's doing. Even if you're not, you're still participating. That goes into you consenting,
Yeah, because what's beautiful about this whole thing, because the law was established. We all know that, but we know the law isn't going to get us saved. It's through our faith. But when you go into the law, all these things we just went into Leviticus 26 chapter, how the Lord said, "You shall not set up any idols or images." Roughly paraphrasing. So here's another law, right? Deuteronomy 7:15. You got it. Thou shalt in any wise set him a king over thee, whom the Lord God. It's like thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set as a king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, who is not thy brother.
And that's why you're not supposed to be voting and shit. Line up to vote for a heathen ultimately. Because why? Because you're only supposed to be dealing with your people. And that's what this whole MLK thing was about. Fighting for pretty much mixing together. Man, no, segregation is a righteous thing. So when he saw that spirit of blacks and whites, which it's not a black and white thing. But that's how the Lord deals, man. And going to again, you not setting up someone over you that's not of your brother. Because why? Because that's stupid. That means you're gonna lose power. You're gonna lose your sovereignty.
And also too, he don't follow laws.
You don't follow laws.
He's a heathen. So you set up your brother who's under the commandment, if you will, who's under the covenant. Why? He's supposed to follow the covenant. They didn't all, but a heathen, he gonna follow after his customs, his laws, which once again leads you to sin, man.
Yep. All right. Even if you have a Jake get up in that office, man. You have Jake get up in office, so-called black and Hispanic, he's still gonna push the policies of the West. Exactly. And so it doesn't even really matter if that's the case.
Let's go back to Daniel. It's back in Daniel 3:2. It says, "Then Nebuchadnezzar, the king, sent to gather together the princes, the governors, and the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces, to come to the dedication of the image which Nebuchadnezzar, the king, had set up."
Yep, so they called all his nobles, all his, because you go into a decree, you need power to enforce it. That's why you have your minions. That's why you have your enforcers, that the police officers, the federal government with the FBI, CIA, all these people push policies, and they back it up by the sword, because who's going to listen to someone that's not threatening? You can tell me do what you want to do, but if you're not threatening, I'm not going to take you serious, So that's why, again, what the persuasion is going to be fear tactics. First, he'll deceive you, become real soft, He says, 2 horns like a lamb, spake as 2 horns like a lamb, spake as a dragon. He's going to get you subtly or he's going to get you forcibly. That's when that martial law comes and, you're going to be pushed to the corner where you have to make a decision. And that goes into referencing our temptation.
Because Daniel 3, it says, then the princes and the governors and the captains and the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces.
Mayors, you know, have your governors. Same thing in this time. Treasurers, people that deal with the money, you know.
It says, we're gathered together under the dedication of the image that Nebuchadnezzar, the king, has set up.
Yep, the dedication is going to worship. You know, set up to be worshipped.
And the king had set up, and they stood before the image had set up. Then an herald cried aloud to you, it is commanded, O people, nations, and languages.
So a herald, you know, in this time when you go on the news, you know, you're going to see the decree being made, you know, being pushed out by these so-called news reporters, you know, again, going to these mayors, these governors. If you don't do this, you know, your sheriffs, if you don't do this, there's going to be penalties. You know, you're out past a certain time, you don't have this device, you know, you're in the shop line, you don't have this device, and you're going to be reprimanded, you're going to go on the camps.
Hey, and right now, one of the heralds, a form of heralding, is advertising. Yeah. You know, that's what, right now they're advertising, you know, the tech scene, you know.
Commercials, remember, backs that thing up, you know, all that goofy shit, you know, that was a form of herald.
Yep, because, and Esau, so, you know, everything's in season, everything's so prepped right. What is this young generation growing up on? Technology. So, you know, that's the new tech thing. You seen what everybody went crazy with the iPhones and all. Every time some new technology comes out, this new generation, Generation Z or whatever they call it, they prepped and ready for that. You know, so right now, a form of heralding they're doing is advertisement. You get not the masses of the people, but you got a handful of people taking it just because it's just a new wave of technology. You know, they might have electric cars, or they might have, you know, they locks changed in their house, and you know, so right now the form of heralding is advertisement, but it's gonna, you know, and with advertisement it gets more aggressive. They want to sell something like, well, we need to get more aggressive with the advertisement, and it's just gonna step up to the point, like your brother said, he's just gonna come down with the great wrath, man, because he got a short time. There's no more time for advertisements like, hey, get with it, you know. Now back in Daniel 3 and 5, it says that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, that's what you're looking for, the flute, harp, the sackbut, the psaltery, the dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up.
And so imagine that in modern days times, you know, like they have those Amber Alerts, you know, those emergency alert systems. You're watching the TV, your program gets interrupted. You know, you watch someone on the phone when it gets interrupted. You're in the car, you hear it on the radio. You know, plenty more examples. That's what that was happening. You know, so at a certain time when it went off, you got to stop everything you were doing, face that image, and you got to worship it. You know, which sounds crazy, but this is what they did. You know, and it's gonna happen again. You know, with again that device, man.
Because on the right hand side, what and nations would all pray, go on a fast, so what destruction and so on won't come to their country. They will repent. You know, so on the left hand side, you got them doing it too. Hey, a certain alarm is made, and everybody got to sit and worship that image at a certain time of day. So you know, show you on the left hand side and the right hand side. It says Daniel 3 and 6, and it says, whoso falleth not down and worship shall the same hour be cast in the midst of a burning fiery furnace.
So that's the consequence. You know, and again. Same kind of verbiage, Revelation 13, verse 16 on down. You know, unless you have this device, you can't buy or sell, save, eat. It had the MOTP, man. You know, and again, you being put in a fire, you know, which could recently happen, man. Really, this time it's gonna be a fire squad. You know, line up on the wall, just gun you down. Let's talk about your head being chopped off. You know, those guillotines. This is the real thing, man.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
And so he had power, and he had authority, because, you know, going to some of that, you know, that's a big operation. You know, that takes a lot of resources and power, you know, and time to do so. You know, so that he had power, he had resources, he had ultimately the Lord dealing with him to be able to promote his image, man. Because Jacob said all together, we gotta go back to Africa. Then why that shit ain't working? because you never had power to give life to that image, man. You know? Well, I'm gonna free all the niggas in the jails and let my nigga loose and all that. They don't have no power to do that. But Esau did. He had a power. He had power to, like those secret meetings they do every single day. You know, at nighttime, at 3 in the morning, you know, sitting around, having counsel. This is what we're gonna do. This is how it's gonna happen. And they have power to enact that. You know.
And one of his, real quick, it's like I was gonna say, and one of his main avenues is money. That's why you got people selling out and taking it back. Yo, we gotta stop this. But this man got enough money to buy a nigga. You preach this, you say that. And what? His doctrine or his agenda gonna get pushed. Why? Because they made a covenant. They made a covenant with him. They sold out.
You have the U.S. word image. For example, let's see what it says. Okay. Right.
Read it first and then get
Yeah, read again.
The book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
So every word and other thing speak, meaning, you know, this same verbiage that happened with the 2nd chapter. And then it shall speak means it's going to come to life. You know, so what was that? It was a Roman Empire coming all over again, you know, in the form of NATO, the EU, you know, which then was called the ECC, you know, then you had the NATO nations, you know, which is going to the power structure. So go to America riding that beast being Babylon Great. You know?
So it says, it goes to the word icon, I guess that way you get the word icon from.
Icon.
Yeah. It says an image, figure, likeness, use of the moral likeness of renewed men to God.
Moral likeness going to what? The man of sin. His morals are upside down. It says in Isaiah. You know, it says, surely your turning of things upside down shall be as soon as a father's place goes into rebellion. You watch these weirdo horror movies, what have you, they put the cross upside down. It means defiance against God's word. It's a very stupid example, but that's pretty much what that's representing. You know, rebellion, flipping upside down. You know, turning things that are good, calling it evil. That's his moral backbone. You know, because he defies the Most High's word. He hates the word.
Because when you go into icon images, when the light comes on your dashboard, it don't tell you, but you know what that icon or that image means, or you gotta look it up. What does that image mean? Like they say, a picture tells 1,000 words. All right. When you go into Hebrew, it was like a form of pictograph, but it was like characters, glyphs, you know, of image. But the images have meaning. They spoke.
If you know how to put them together, that means that. If you put these two together, that means run extreme or whatever. If you put a story together, that's how the story becomes. Passed down. Well, simple.
Exactly. Yep. Because that's how how you see things. It's just like a camera. It's a capture of images. You know? Get that word?
Yep. Image in the etymology from the 1200s. Piece of statuary, artificial
piece of statuary.
From the 1500s, art of making statues.
So it's an idol.
Going back to the word image, 1200s, piece of statuary, artificial representation that looks like a person or thing.
Yep, an artificial. Hey, that's Esau's thing too. Everything artificial. That's why you have GMO this. You know, he wants to manipulate the weather with carbon and all this stuff. You know, artificial. See how that works. Exactly.
Look at Dubai. Because they do cloud seeding out there. Now they can't control that shit. Oh, Dubai's the best city in the world. Oh,
A little bit of rain. Look at that rain.
That's the Lord just
And that's the wine. They drunk off that wine. Like, oh yeah, we can do this. We can use that technology. Now look.
They're falling after Esau and all this shit, though. He built the city off that shit and
flooded the city.
Yeah. That city's a joke. That city isn't all that what it's cracked up to be. That city's a farce. It's all illusionary. It looks good, but it's trash.
A bunch of demons out there.
It looks good, but it's trash.
Your boy Mayweather might be stuck there. You saw that shit?
Yeah.
Hell, you know, go into the word artificial, you break it down to artificer, you know, meaning a man, a creator, you know, ultimately a creator of idols, you know, some made with hands, an artificer, you know, it goes into, again, Okay, go ahead. There's more.
2 Thessalonians 2 and 9, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders.
Yep. And so his working, going to his energy. Esau, the white man, he wasn't made right, so what does he do? His energy is toward going against the Lord. Who can make a crooked thing straight? So after the working of Satan, meaning the spiritual demon Satan, which works with the Lord, who goes into defiance. The word Satan goes into what? Adversary? Is it adversary? Satan's adversary, right? Yeah. And then what's slander?
Satan is adversary, slander.
So after the working of Satan, again, that's what you see. All this stuff is demonic. Technology, the stuff he puts out, on that side, getting going to his philosophies. Every modern day religion, which you have all type of religions now, not just the so-called Christian church. You got Muslims, but here it is. These LGBTQ shit. That's a religion, man. The Black Lives Matter shit. That's a religion.
That flag is an idol.
It's an idol, man.
Yeah, and that goes into his lies, like the scripture just said, because when you go into the word lies, it's pseudos, a lie, conscious, and intentional falsehood. In a broad sense, whatever is not what it seems to be. Yeah, and that's a lie. And that's what he portrays, a facade. He portrays something to be what it truly isn't. With his belief systems, with his infrastructure, like the elders were speaking about, how Dubai looked. That's Esau in general. That's his art, which is deception. Going into the word pseudoscience, it's a collection of beliefs or practices mistakenly regarded as being based on scientific method, and that's it. That's how Esau design is. It's not but falsehood, man. It's not but lies.
It's the book of 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 20. It says, "O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science falsely so called."
Oppositions of falsely called pretty much science, man. Pseudo. Because that's how they try to oppose the Lord, is by so-called science. Big Bang, and this happened and this happened, and that's why there's no need for God. That's what he does. He tries, evolution, Darwinism, natural selection. There was no divine order in the construction of this existence. You see, that's devised by science, so-called. That's a theory, which goes back into an image. Now, and that image goes into a godless existence, man. Which that's what Esau loves, man. There is no God. That's how he works.
Yeah. Real quick, even going into the word pseudos, it says bogus, shame, phony. So we know science goes into knowledge. So what it all goes into is nothing but phony knowledge, man. All right, fake knowledge that they project upon you to make it seem as if it's science, if it's backed by sufficient facts, when it don't be.
Pseudo.
Yeah.
All right, this is Habakkuk 2 verse 18. What profiteth the graven image that the maker thereof hath graven it, the molten image and a teacher of lies, that the maker of his work trusted therein to make dumb idols.
Those teachers of lies, it goes to those false prophets. Those people that get propped up to speak on the behalf of what has been made, because as you're saying, hey, they can't speak for themselves. These guys that you prop up, it needs an explanation because they can't speak for themselves.
Exactly.
It needs a speaker, and that's the dude that's saying the bullshit, and that's why again you go on the TV, you go on the programming, the internet, you go on to advertisement, it's because why? Because this has to be pushed by other people, man.
Because it's not coming from the Most High. You set up this image. That nigga didn't tell you nothing. But you got to sit here and lie and say that this guy professed this, he said that. You're lying. And he can't even speak. He's not real. No, so where you getting this information from? This image. Where you getting this information from? You're a fucking liar, dude.
But now he has AI. So that's how he got his. And if you let him, he would make that God. Because what, you got a question, you ask AI, it'll tell you.
Give it time.
That's what he would make it as your God, man. You gotta worship this AI. Because what, AI is literally got communicate with all electronics. That's why he's trying to make it an internet of things so it can communicate all together.
That's true. That goes to the what, singularity, where the point of this machine learning passes the knowledge of humanity, and then we're going to be worshiping machines and algorithms.
That's the face of the image of the beast. It's a digital. It's going to be a digital world. Everything's going to be digitized. They're showing you that. They've been showing you that for the last couple of years with properties, with homes. All those deeds have been transferring over to becoming tokenized, man. Look that shit up. And look up tokenized assets and see how you people are gonna have to sell your home. You're gonna have to tokenize it before you can even sell it. You ain't gonna be able to do regular home transactions here in the near future, man. Because the blockchains and the image of the world is conforming everyone to a digital reality.
Exactly. Yeah, because going to these algorithms, you see it. The language is coding. The coding is the speaker. These numbers and ones and zeros. Grapho, there you go. Going into that system, man. So the speaker of these dumb idols is, again, Esau's technology, man. Which is programmed by the devil himself, man.
Hey, and as I was telling the brothers, like the elders been saying, we got more understanding than the prophets of old, because here it is now. They're speaking in those modern terminologies when we have physical idols, physical statues set up. But now, what John saw is what the brothers are going into now. All the AI, the artificial intelligence, but they described it in that ancient terminology, image of the beast, and idols and things that likeness, exactly. But we got to understand it now. Why? Because we see the technology, so we're able to take what these prophets said of old and apply that to what we see right now.
Proper way. That's part of the image of the beast. Their technology is part of that. They're part of their miracles. But it's all about what they push out, and part of that they push it out through their technology. Their philosophy, and that's their way of patrolling. Technology is their way of patrolling those people. Because if you do a miracle through that technology, people won't be willing to submit to it. And they'll be able to push their agenda through it with it. Because what? The Most High has an image. He made us in His image. Esau's doing His image is the opposite. That's why the opposite of the actual spiritual miracles the Lord did. His miracles is carnal. It's counterfeit. Yeah, exactly. They got, like we were watching earlier, always got side effects. Always got side effects with this nigga's miracles.
Oh yeah, like that jab Zula. Yeah, that jab Zula was packing a punch. You can see that on sudden death.
Last two. Habakkuk 2:19. Woe to him that said to the wood, awake, to the dumb stone, arise, it shall teach. Behold, it is laid over with gold and silver, and there is no breath at all in the midst of it. But, that's the point, the Lord is in His holy temple. Let all the earth keep silence before Him.
And that's what the world's going to find out the hard way. Because here it is again, going to the Lord's servants, having the mysteries. We're telling you the same thing our forefathers said. All this stuff is stupid, man. When you're worshiping these idols and it's a dumb piece of wood, man, it has no life in it. You gave it life, It started as nothing and you created it to make something, and now people worship that. That's foolish, And there's plenty of examples about worshiping idols, man. And that goes into Wisdom of Solomon about the worshiping of idols. It's beginning of sin, purpose, and trying to grow, So that's why, again, the Lord said, you're not supposed to have no gods besides me. Because what happens, the fruit of it is all this confusion, man. All these idols, celebrities, athletes. Everybody wants to worship everything except for the Lord. Worship the sun, goes into the vanity of humanity. And Esau feeds off that, because the whole time he knows the Lord's Spirit. That's why he's trying to accuse us before him, But it's not going to work. You find it about the worshiping of idols in Solomon.
Chapter 14.
Yeah.
It's the book of verse 27. The cause of worship. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 27. For the worshiping of idols not to be named is the beginning. Cause.
So that's how holy our people was. Going to the example of King Solomon, you're not supposed to be mentioning these names. That's what the Lord said. It should have me be in your mouth, these other gods. So not even worth mentioning. They don't need no shout out. I'm not gonna act, Beelzebub. I'm not gonna act, they don't need to be named. You know what they are, man. They're not the Lord. They're an idol. said in Psalms. All the gods and nations are idols.
For the worshiping of idols not to be named is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil.
Right. Because why? Because you go astray. Because again, the idol has has its own set of rules, laws, statutes, and commandments. You know. So that's why the Lord said you're not supposed to add or take away. Because why? Because anything after that is evil. You know. So that's why again going to the worshiping the idols, the Lord is real hard on the prophets of Baal. Why? Because no other gods can get the power over the body. You know? It's as simple as that, man. So you think Esau his time is in the overcome the Lord with the algorithm, thinking about the stuff that he's using against the Lord made it. You know, everything he's doing to try to overcome the Lord is from the earth. You know?
And real quick, this is the modern Egypt, which is why it's going to triumph. Because here it is, when Moses went up to Pharaoh and Aaron, they went up, they had their miracles, and Pharaoh them had theirs. But you see this, the modern Pharaoh, Esau, his technology, his powers is far greater, all right, than Egypt. So here it is now, the Lord really going to show out and turn up because this modern day Pharaoh, Egyptian, this man he became the most powerful one on the planet Earth. So that's why it's going to be great. The Lord's going to really show out this time, man, and triumph over this devil and his magic, man.
Yeah, his magic, Esau's magic and witchcraft blows everybody, all the other kingdoms, witchcraft out the water. And they used to do actual witch shit, witch rituals. Now everyone's looking for shit, technology. And it's push of a button. You don't need, of course they still do those rituals and shit. But this nigga, he's far beyond. This nigga got weapons of mass destruction.
That's some witchcraft
He
right
can
there.
make you believe. He can show you something and make you believe it, and it's not even real. No other kingdom has had that kind of power. He can put up something in the sky and make it seem real. Yeah, exactly. We got people that think that we're into the moon.
Revelations 10, miracles come from the skies. Fire. Revelation made fire come from heaven. Yeah, just like Elijah did the prophets. This temple got God-like power, man. That's why the Most High gonna have to show out on his ass.
Real quick, just go with talking about this. Matthew chapter 7 and verse 2. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged, and with what measure ye meet, it shall be measured to you again. So here it is. Esau's trying to get up on a high level with his power. Well, he's gonna be met with that same power, but double. So again, man, Esau Edom isn't gonna escape, and it's gonna be twofold upon him what he brings upon the earth. So let him do what he needs to do, man. We ain't mad at Esau for doing what he's doing. We exposing it. Yeah, does it anger us that he's gotten off on our people like he has and he continues to? Absolutely, and we're gonna have our turn at getting back on him. But right now it ain't that time. We just concerned with him doing what he needs to do so he can get that measure to him again, man.
That's it because that's what it say. Nothing can be done against the truth before it. All he's doing is proving the Lord exists. The way he's doing on the left hand side, his word, stuff. Is ultimately the response is what we're waiting for. The Lord ultimately come and deal with the person.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 14, verse 28. For either they are mad when they be merry, or prophesy lies.
Sorry, repeat again.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 14, verse 28. For either they are mad when they be merry.
Right, mad. Meaning they're drunk when they're married. That's what wine does. Going to spiritual fornication, these doctrines of devils, man, these drinks get you drunk. Because what is drunkenness? Goes into you not being the right mindset, man. You're worshiping these other gods, drinking the cup of devils, man. So whether they be mad when they're married, it goes into Bacchus. That's an idol god. People literally, there's a god that was being worshipped that, getting this riotous spirit, and you say you're in the spirit, man. Drunk as hell, and they're all married, but they're mad as hell, meaning they're lost their mind. Is that in Proverbs? Wine's a mockery, strong to break his rage. Yeah.
Seen by his not wise.
Exactly.
Psalms 14. Oh, no.
I got you. Proverbs 20 and 1. It says, wine is a mocker, strong drink is raging, and whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise.
Exactly, because that's what the whole point about this devil getting over you is because the lack of knowledge. You knew better, you want to be doing the things that you do, you know? Because since you don't know better, you're blinded. That's how he's able to get over on you. That's again going to a magic trick. A magic trick's only good if you don't know the trick, you know? So that's again going to these philosophies, these drinks to get you loose, you know, so you can be taken advantage of it, you know? Again, going to you being deceived because you're not wise, meaning you don't fear the Lord, you know? Finish that.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 14, verse 28. For either they are mad when they be merry, or prophesy lies, or live unjustly, or else lightly forswear themselves.
Yep, so this goes into the fruit of worshiping idols. There's no good works from worshiping an idol. You know, that's the same reason why. So I mean, Esau Edom took all the time and energy and effort to cover over the Lord's true images, man, of his people, you know, of his prophets. Going to iconoclasm, you know, destroying up icons, because again, going to the point of trying to what? Take away power from the Lord, you know. And that goes into again the worshiping idols. Now you have to. Now what's popped up is a blonde-haired, blue-eyed devil, man, you know, which has been propagated for years now. You know, they don't even care so much no more because they got what they got out of it, you know.
That was an image. Going back to the whole point, you know, that's why the Lord said he's going to despise the image. All right, the Lord is coming down to disappoint the crafty counsel of the wicked. Because since they came out, all right, and being loose for a little season, what do? They iconoclasm, man. All right, you change the faces of the judges. So from till this day, as the brother said, so it's been pumped up, and that's why the scripture say in Ezekiel 7th chapter, you got it out. Pride has budded. The Lord has as my young said, the Lord has a season for your pride to reach his peak. The scripture say the Lord made all things for himself, even the wicked for the damn evil. How can this man be destroyed if he don't reach his death? He got to reach his maximum potential, so the Lord can move his ass out the way, man.
Once you peak, the only way is down, man. You hit the peak of the mountain, that's it. The next destination is downhill.
And that was the whole image that Daniel broke down with King Nebuchadnezzar. He was the head of gold. What? He reached his potential, and the Lord smote him. The Lord put him in that beastly state. All right, so the Lord ruled in the kingdom of man. He put it down one, and he set it up another. That was no different.
That was the dream of the tree that got hewn down. And he was like, oh yeah, I built all this.
And he gave all power and reverence and respect and honor and glory to Yahweh.
So this is Isaiah 44, verse 8 in the NLT. Do not tremble, do not be afraid. Did I not proclaim my purpose for you long ago? You are my witnesses. Is there any other power? No. There is no other rock, not one. How foolish are those who manufacture idols. These price objects are really worthless. The people who worship idols don't know this, so they are all put to shame. Who but a fool would make his own God? An idol that cannot help him one bit. All who worship idols will be disgraced, along with all these craftsmen, mere humans who claim they can make a god. They make all, it says they may all stand together, but they will stand in terror and shame.
Yeah, because you go into these idols, it's a hustle, man. You know, the worshiping of gods is a hustle. And you go into the time of the Apostle Paul, close that account, you know, where is that? Where was he at? You know, but pretty much when the Apostle Paul put up, they started losing money, man. Because why? Because he started exposing, saying that this is nothing, man. You know, it's worthless. Because again, these things are crafted.
Because he was preaching to them Yahweh Shah.
Exactly. It might be an accident.
It's heavy though, because that show you, like the scripture says in Second Corinthians, the 11th, the second chapter, 11th verse, at least Satan shall get advantage over us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. See, we know clearly that this devil is this, man. We know clearly. There's no question about it, you know? Yeah.
In Acts chapter 19, I'll start at verse 23. At the same time, there arose no small stir about that way, where a certain man named Demetrius, a silversmith, which made silver shrines for Diana, brought no small gain unto the craftsmen.
Yep, because that goes into that Queen of Heaven spirit. You know, over and over again, that same spirit somehow creeps up on earth, and they just call it different names. You know, and that time they called it Goddess Diana. You know, and that's what they do. They go ahead.
Artemis, another name.
Yep.
Semiramis.
Semiramis. There you go. You know, goes to women worship. You know, so it is again going to the so-called American man or woman. You know,
Which that's really what goes back to Semiramis. That goes back to Nimrod.
Yeah, right.
Before Egypt, before the rest of the Babylonian Empire, that was the Neo-Babylonian Empire. Because the original one was Cush.
Where they had the tower.
Yeah, exactly. Tower of Babel. Which they go all Nimrod, Semiramis, and Tammuz. That's where all that shit goes back to.
That's Miss Tree.
Tower of Babel, rightfully so. Go all back to that confusion. And now you see it today, 2024. Which the Tower of Babel, they say that I forgot, it's taller than any building that's current today. So, but what's the Tower of Babel today? It's legitimate.
Yep, and they got actually a display of them modelizing the pilgrimage. All right, the UN pilgrimage. If you look at it, it's yep, the parliament. Yep, up in
New York. Talk about that. Yep. Part of one's in Europe.
Yep. Yep.
It looks like a tower.
It looked like it. Yep. It show you that they in that same spirit, man.
And now they actually reached the heavens. Esau's the one that actually reached the heavens. They tried to do that through the Tower of Babel. Esau did it. He literally in the heavens, and he got an international space station. That's why it's international space station. That's all the nations, right?
Hey, real quick, back to goes up. Because you said the Tower of Babel. What you say the tower is? Internet, yeah, right. So you go into cell towers.
And that's what it brought everybody together.
Exactly.
World Wide Web.
Yeah. Cell towers, so the same word, towers. Facilitate wireless communication between multiple devices. Right? So the cell tower, so the modern day Tower of Babel, the cell tower was all the information and all the imagery is
Where it says shoot up, it shoots
Exactly.
the satellites.
Yep.
All the different languages can be translated.
Exactly. Google through the help of AI, you know that. They translate language. And that's the one language, the ones and zeros. The binary code, or not binary, but you know the coding. That's the one language, because it don't matter. That a Chinese person will code, you know, and it'll be the same in America. They still code it, you know. They code. That's a language, coding. And they called it that. Coders, they called it that. They call it language.
Which the cell tower is graphical. You know, that's where everything recorded.
Satellites, all that shit's connected. The cloud, right?
And now I don't know if they're doing it in Yabo's areas, but in my area, they're basically ripping out all the phone stuff and replacing it with fiber optic.
They remember there used to be towers where I lived. There used to be those 3 big ass cell towers. Bitches are gone.
Are they gone?
Yeah, because now it's a grid. Yeah, it's a solid grid now. It's through 5G and the Internet of Things. They don't need cell towers anymore. They got 5G and the small cells, which is everywhere. Any device can be a small cell. Phones, boxes, lights, any smart technologies is a small cell for the 5G. That's why they got the 5G tower, but then that 5G doesn't go as far as the other shit, but it doesn't need to because it can be amplified by the small cells, as they call it.
It's all connected to the one
Internet of Things.
Internet of Things.
And your toaster's a small cell. If you have a smart toaster, you know you can control it from your phone. That's part of the grid.
Refrigerator, dryer.
Yeah, all that shit.
Yeah, for refrigerators,
Cars are mobile, small cells.
yeah, all the cars, all the new cars with the electric stuff. They get updates.
How do you think
Updates on the web.
remotely? How do you think they can remotely start your car? What do they call it? All-Star or something? OnStar.
Because now you got Starlink.
Yeah, that's
You know how many satellites there are?
Internet. You got internet through the satellite.
you can see them. So when they be launching the Starlink, it looks like
They just launched one today or yesterday. I'm watching it. It accessed sent something to the space station yesterday or the day before.
As he's so through, he's up there though. Like y'all brothers was mentioning, he's in the stars. He's up there.
He found the nations, but
Yeah,
Moab,
they're following
pretty
suit.
much Moab and Russia, but they're Edomites too.
Yeah, they just perfected the technology after, or not perfected, after Esau perfected, they get the next stuff.
Who runs it? Esau. Esau still runs it.
Elam's up in
But that space, International Space Station, is under the authority of the Edomites.
Yeah, but done.
Back in Acts 19:24 in the NLT, it says he began with Demetrius, a silversmith who had a large business manufacturing silver shrines of the Greek goddess Artemis. He kept many craftsmen busy. He brought them together along with others employed in similar trades and addressed them as follows. Gentlemen, you know that our wealth comes from this business.
Yeah.
But
He was stirring them up. Hey man, this guy is like he got to get a town meeting going for the same occupation, like what they call the union. He started a union.
it says, verse 26, but as you have seen and heard, this man Paul has persuaded many people that handmade gods aren't really gods at all.
So you got that bullshit.
It says, but as you have seen and heard, this man Paul has persuaded many people that handmade gods aren't really gods at all. And he's done this not only here in Ephesus, but throughout the entire province.
Because once the handmade God means it has a beginning. Most I don't have a beginning. I have no creator. Yeah, no one's to counsel him. So obviously, going to an origin of a God, if you can find a beginning of it, then obviously you're not a God. So going to the Heavenly Father, which now Yahweh has the authority, you can't trace back that, origin. That really goes back to the heavens, man. With going to the 144,000, that was a small circle. Yahweh was created in the rest of the 144,000. Again, going to things made with hands, the Lord obviously is not doing it. It says in the book of Isaiah, those not temples made with hands. It was made by hands, it's not to be worshipped.
Hold on. Let me interject real quick with that. Because here it is. He was turning people from those false gods. I mean, they were turning people from the Most High, having to worship in idols. 1 Timothy 6:10. You got it. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith, so they stopped worshiping the Most High to worship those idols. Then being pissed off at Paul, because Paul was messing up their money. The love of money, man. So they love the money more than the Most High. Okay, it says they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows.
And which goes to show you that Jake would do anything for money.
Exactly.
Even back in the ancient world, they were going after other gods because they saw that it would make them money.
Exactly.
They had merchandise with it.
Yep.
That's how you know these churches are full of shit.
Yep.
Because it's the same thing.
No different.
That's a heavy point too, tying with these idols with money, because that's why, again, going to that verbiage, buying and selling, the MOTB, it's all about money. This whole system revolves around money, because why? Money is the devil's god.
You gotta be weary, of these dudes that all they talk about is money, man. Financial freedom through God and all that. Yeah, that's a scam tactic, man, to make you feel like, oh man, if I just really put my money into this and help the ministry, it'll grow me too. Well, people are gonna grow their pockets, but your pocket's gonna start looking skinny as hell.
And that's why you're going, moving away from physical money. There's always some face on it, always some kind of language on it, especially the $1 bill. To an idol god, man. It's a different god. It's not the Most High Yahweh. And that's why again going to the point again, the love of money. Because money is real money is not paper. money is land, money is lands, money is gold, silver. You know? But loving it, that's where you get turned away from the Most High. You know, because you're giving it power. You know?
Finish that. One more verse. Back in Acts 19 and 27, I'll go back to the KJV. It says, so that not only this our craft is in danger to be set at naught.
A craft, you know, craft. It's another important word, especially then when Esau even saw the white man, going to him being crafty. He's always working stuff. You know, it's the devil. It's how the snake works. It's advising of something. Very, very, very cunning, very slick, but it's a trap.
It says, but also that the temple of the great goddess Diana should be despised, and her magnificence should be destroyed, like all Asia and the world worship.
Right, so going to that reputation. You know, once people find out that this is all a bunch of BS, their reputation goes up the window, there goes the business. You know, so there it is, a so-called white man, you know, his reputation is being tarnished. So they, guess what? That means his business is failing.
Flags or videos.
Exactly. Exactly. It's no different from back then. What we doing is we getting Jake. Even if Jake don't fully come into this thing, Jake becoming Israelites. So Jake's leaving the other religions. Starting with Christianity, they lose him. Somebody posted something in the chat. You said something about something about Christians. Church is failing. All right, but he saw that bracket religion that brought him in a lot of money. All right, so here it is, we pushing this. That's why this is a big threat too, man. You know, because it's the same thing that happened during that time. Paul started messing up their money. You know?
It's on the internet. It's the new agora. It's the new marketplace where people gather. You got a social community where people gather. You got subscribers that regularly watch videos. They go out into the marketplace to listen to shop in the marketplace, announcing everybody who's there. People got something to say about that, especially who started, who owns the marketplace, you know?
Especially what we're giving out is free. He hates that shit.
Exactly. Y'all giving out good stuff like this for free?
Oh no.
You automatically gonna put other people out of business. You got the best product, the best price, the best product on the market, and you're giving it out for free. Everybody else is going under overnight, man. They're done. That's like the liquor bars. You got the top fucking liquor for free. They're like you got 1942 and it's for free, and all these other liquor stores is selling you fucking cheap vodka. What you think gonna happen to? And they charging you for it. You're going right there to the best shit.
Hey, that's the salt waters. It's the salt water. They're gonna find out like, yo, this is shit. And then, you know, in a sense, it's happening. We see it happening. You got these people falling out. That's why they gotta do damage control. You know, they gotta come out with another scheme to fix that scheme that's falling apart. It's a never-ending cycle with these guys, man. And they get their same. That's why these guys have a 501c3 charter.
Yeah, they gotta come up with something even more ridiculous, so you forget about the last ridiculous shit. You know? So the wheels fall off.
Go to Job chapter 5, verse 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise.
Right, so he going to every Father hour, watching your shot, he disappoints. If you go into a business, you know, if you go into their business plan, you know, they're looking at a future that's going to bring them in a lot of money. You know, 5 year, 10 year, that's why this devil has his agendas. 2025, 2030, 2035, 2040.
Yeah, what Charles Schwab said, or not Charles Schwab,
Rory.
Yeah, he said you shall own nothing and
That was
be
Charles
happy.
Schwab.
Carl Schwab, yeah, okay. So they're telling you that we gonna have it all. You gonna have the illusion of thinking you got something, but we gonna have it all. Well, the elites that is, you might get tossed down and tossed off the top.
They also say you're gonna get bugs.
Which is true already. Like you say, you still gotta pay property taxes. You still gotta pay taxes on everything you so-called own. You still gotta pay taxes on it.
And if you owe on it and you die, one or two things will happen. Either that debt will get transferred over to your children, so now they have to pay off that debt, or the state takes possession of it. So nothing really is ever yours, because if If you, even when you owe it, like the brother said, you stop paying property taxes, they taking your shit, man. Somebody else can go to the courthouse and pay your $3,000 you're behind, and now they own your property.
And put you out on the street.
Yep. That's a lick, man.
Well, shit, here in Florida, even the home association can take your house. In Florida, the homeowners association can legally take your house.
They'll put a lien on it if you fail to comply with their regulations.
And you pay them every month.
They'll put a lien on that shit.
If it's a deed restricted community.
Now you can't sell it because they own it.
Don't cut your grass, you'll find out what it is. In the deed restricted community.
Leave that oil stain on the driveway. They gonna put a lien on that.
Cars with no wrap on it and everything.
But you're a homeowner. I see them all the time riding around there looking to fuck with people. I hate these motherfuckers. You're taking pictures and shit. Your grass is high. You can't park there. Your roof is dirty. They send you a letter and shit.
Cars parked on the
Get a
side of the
life.
road overnight. You know, so this shit.
Jake think they doing something. That's why the scripture saying, Malachi, Micah 2:10, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. How could you be comfortable in the position that you're in, as far as being in captivity and under the illusion that you're free? Okay, like the elders expounded on what? Your houses don't really belong to you. If you own it, you still gotta pay property taxes. The car that you paid off, you still gotta pay insurance to drive it on their land. Okay, so where are you at rest at? All right, you're an economic slave. You can't rest.
You don't even own yourself. You think you own a house? Shit. You don't even own yourself. You're a number. You don't own your kids. Anytime they can come in and take them. You don't own nothing in America, man. Yeah, you can't. You don't even own the rights to drive. It's a privilege. You gotta be granted to you. You gotta ask for permission to do this, but you're free. It's the land of the free, but you gotta ask permission to do things. To drive. That makes sense.
Job 5:13. He take up the wise in their own craftiness. Job 5:12. He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise.
So again, going to that craftiness, the Lord's going to disappoint all that, meaning He's going to overthrow the devil's business. That's why He goes into, He wants you ultimately to be in debt to Him forever. That's why He wants you to worship as a God, because once you worship something, that means you're in debt. You actually will forget if you got penalties, if you don't uphold, these rules He sets up. So it's set up for you to ultimately lose the whole time. So He'll be in perpetual rulership over you. That's why this MOTB is going to be made mandatory.
Cut their chip off. So you gotta worship Him forever, basically, if you take his mark.
That's the end of your agenda. Your word enterprise goes to undertake. Really, a business is an army. It goes into a corporation or a company. A company goes into an army. So again, going to his enterprise, it's backed up by his military. Because he's going to protect his rights. That's why again, about earlier, he needs his policemen, he needs people to patrol. Run a system, it requires participation. It means you have to be for the system, it means you have to consent. And why people consent? Because they're getting paid. If they weren't getting paid, people wouldn't be doing this shit.
And that's why you got like movies like I, Robot. Because certain people not going to want to enforce that shit. Well, you don't want to enforce it. We don't got no police officers enforcing shit. We just build robots. We program them. We put our laws in them. And if you jaywalk or whatever, a robot will just come out of nowhere and tell you to come with me. You just jaywalk. And if you don't, it'll probably mace you or tase you or gun you down.
Or they just do the social credit shit. Or just deduct your money. No trial. There ain't gonna be no trial date. Just gonna automatically deduct. You committed a crime. The AI caught you. They just automatically deduct the fee. Hurt your credit score. Hurt your social credit. Now you broke. Seriously. Or you can't use your money for the rest of the week. That's jail right there, shit. What you gonna do? You just sit at home.
You can only buy certain things. You try to buy something that is restricted because you got a little.
You jaywalk on Thursday.
No, nothing for your entertainment. So you can't buy no ice cream. You can't go to the movies. You can't rent a movie. You can buy food or something.
You tweeted something that they don't agree with.
Yeah.
And you've been banned for 3 weeks. You've been locked out of society for 3 weeks.
Society can't do shit. You can't drive.
Vanished.
Tesla won't work.
Exactly. Tesla drives away from the house.
No more repo man. The cars will drive off on your ass.
That's what they get.
Oh, 3 minutes late on his payment, that shit started leaving.
This shit is like that Wall-E, that old Disney. Just getting into that, It's just these people are just here to. It is we call it hamsters in a fucking cage, bro.
It's like that movie Johnny Mnemonic with Keanu Reeves in it in the 90s. They show you that. You know, they had chips in their brains and everything. They showed you. No, it's called Johnny Mnemonic. It's from, I think it came out before The Matrix. It's 98. Came out in like 98 or 97. But it's a good movie. I should watch it. It shows you the mark of the beast. You know, it was an old movie too. And it shows you shit that's going on today. Check it out. But yeah, they show you that, it was what they call this society, dystopia. Yeah, dystopia. That's what you're seeing now, man. It's a bunch of clowns that they're solely rely on technology. If today the power went out and nothing worked, no technology worked, people would fuck out and not know what to do. Some chick just committed hung herself because she thought TikTok was about to be banned in America. Yeah, she hung herself. Left the death note. I mean, that's what they say, but she said they found her hanging in her own apartment. Left the note talking about her life with TikTok. She didn't know what to do without it.
Turn the internet off for
one day.
Yeah.
People lose their minds.
They would commit suicide.
Right? Because that's their lives. Yeah, because Esau has created, not only has he made himself an idol, he's created everything you can be an idol. You can worship whatever you want.
Some asshole just started a YouTube channel in his basement, and then he gets 1 million followers.
Followers. Yeah. That's what it is. Followers. That's a cult. It sounds like a cult.
That's like a cult, man.
Worshippers. There's subscribers. This is why I should say put a button that say worship. Worship. Yeah, subscribe. Hit the bell icon. That's fucking prayers, right? That's what it is. It's a cult. I got 1 million followers. You got 1 million worshipers. That's my idol. People even say, Michael Jordan's my idol. Or social influencers. What are they influencing? People's minds. And that's how you know all these people are set up, man. By one way or another, these people that are on the top of social media, internet, YouTube, whatever, them motherfuckers are set up, man. Even if they seem to be going against the system, they're set up. Yeah, these Cat Williams, the Tate brothers. They're all set up, man. Because they ain't say no, we ain't already said. And then they always censor it too. They never tell you the whole truth.
Never go into it.
They'll try to allude to certain things, but they don't come out and say it. Because they ain't got the truth. They've been set up. It's called controlled opposition.
They would be out here with us.
Yeah, exactly.
If they're really about it.
Job 5:13. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong.
Excellent. Lord gonna do true judo. Use all the energy and effort you're using to overcome him. He's gonna use it against you. Minimal effort.
Toss his ass.
Don't toss him. Use your craftiness. Use your own mind games and trickery against you. And that's what the Lord's doing. He got you in the trick bag. It was quoted. See where it is. There's nothing you can do to overcome the Lord, especially by you and your technology. That's stupid.
And that's what the Lord said he saw. That's why he made him so proud. Because his pride has deceived him. He's laying snares everywhere and traps, but not knowing that he's gonna be the dumbass and get drunk and forget about it and fall into his own trap. Like we read it earlier that he's having to drink of his own cup now. That he's been passing around. He passed the roofie cup around the party, and he forgot about it. Now that shit made his way back to him, and now he's about to get roofied up.
Yeah, that's what's that? Isaiah 47:1, sitting out in the dust.
Confused now. Damn. What's going on? Everybody's fucked up now, but by the time the cup went around, certain people starting to sober up. This bitch that gave you the cup, that whore. They started looking at the whore. Whore came with it. Beautiful woman comes to the party with some drinks. Everybody gonna try to drink it. So that's what America did. Now that cup made its way back there.
Now she don't look that beautiful.
Yeah. Hold on, this is a nasty bitch.
He's talking about you. Pointing the finger at you, whispering. Alright? But yeah, give brother God.
This is Psalm 73, and I'm gonna start at verse 18. The point is verse 20. Psalm 73, verse 18, surely thou didst set them in slippery places. Thou castest them down into destruction. How are they brought into desolation as in a moment? They are utterly consumed with terrors. And that's the point, verse 20. As a dream when one awaketh, so, O Lord, when thou awakest, thou shalt despise their image.
Just the last part.
Psalm 73 and verse 20 in the NLT. When you arise, O Lord, Yahweh Bashmi Shai.
So when the Lord's about to do something, right? Because we're all anticipating the Lord's response to all this foolishness. We're waiting, watching, waiting for the Lord to make his move, which he's already doing through prophecy. Again, we're waiting for the turn of Yahweh Shai. So when he arises, it means he comes off that throne. Yahweh Shai gets the green light. Go ahead.
You will laugh at their silly ideas.
Right, because why? It's foolish, right? They just keep going to the point, foolish. And that word foolish, I had it earlier, Psalm 14 chapter, meaning, hey, godless. The fool said in his heart, there's no God, So we're going to laugh because, hey, that plan's not going to work. And why? Because it's been foreseen thousands of years ago, man. If this was some new plan that he just spawned up, like, oh, damn, I wasn't prepared for this. But there's no only thing under the sun. The Lord already knew what he was going to do. And that's what we're reading about what you're going to do, So that's why we're laughing too. We see your day coming, man.
So we read about kings prior to you trying to do the same shit that you're trying to do. So as the brother said, there's no new thing underneath the sun. What you're doing isn't new, man.
Yep. This is Psalm 73 and verse 20 in the NLT. When you arise, O Lord, you will laugh at their silly ideas as a person laughs at dreams in the morning.
That shit was crazy. It shit don't make no sense. It's just all jumbled and shit. You was over here, now you lost your shirt, the whole thing was on fire and shit, and then there was a key. It was mad weird, That's Esau and his idea. That's how the Lord looks at it, man. So when you wake up from a dream that was foolish, that's what you say, man. That was stupid. Before you know it, you don't remember that shit. That's gonna be Esau. All his energy, and he's doing, he says he's wearying his counsels, up all night, trying to figure out how to overcome the Lord. All that's gonna be, a thing in the past, man. All that is gonna be worth nothing. It's vanity, Because why? Because it's literally, what Job said, It's gonna be like a dream that passed away, man. It's gonna be never thought of before. God, this devil really almost so-called did it. That's gonna be his call to fame. And almost got that nigga, almost got the Lord and his prophets. That's gonna be his little proverb, man. I almost did what you did. It's almost gonna count. That's gonna
The book of Sirach, chapter 39, verse 20. He sealed from everlasting to everlasting.
Right, so the whole timeline, from nothing to everything, the Lord is all in between there, So he's looking at the whole timeline. That's how the Lord moves. He's on that authority seat, man. It's the Ancient of Days, boy.
Right. He sealed from everlasting to everlasting, and there is nothing wonderful before him.
Right, so nothing that's a surprise. Like, damn, that's like he made it all. He did that. You go back, oh, the Lord did that. I did that shit. We're still figuring out shit on the earth. About how to measure the weight of fire and the stuff we do on a daily basis. It's still a mystery. They call certain things around the world the 7 wonders, 8 wonders of the planet. Why is it called a wonder? Because that belongs to the Lord, man. Who knows, His Majesty. There's certain things that, of course, He reveals to us, but the cool thing is that the Lord don't got to tell us everything. That's what makes Him the king. Certain things we just don't know. That's why we say with the prophesying part, knowing part. He didn't give us everything, as far as the 100% timeline, we just live it. And I would say, oh, that's what happened. This is how we're going to do it. But the Lord already knows all that, man. And as I said, nothing wonderful before, meaning surprising. Like, oh my God, like you see a Lambo, like that shit, doors go up, like, damn, I ain't never see doors go up like that. Lord, we don't care, Because He made it all.
Destroy that.
They're going to destroy it. So in America, that's why the angel told John the Revelator, man, don't be marveling at this. I'm going to take the judgment, of this place, man.
Hey, like you said, we know in part prophesy, in part till, it come to pass, but we got the eyesight, we got the wisdom. That's why when the C-19 thing kicked off, we thought that was it. Like, oh shit, yeah, they finna lock it down. The MOTV would be coming soon. What? We were watching, man. We were watching. That's why Yahushua said, watch. That what? Hey, we thought that was gonna come. It didn't come yet. Well, hey, it's coming. But the point is, you got to be watching these things, man. Be waiting for these things.
Exactly, because it's a different energy when you're anticipating than when you're reacting. we're anticipating something, meaning we're waiting for something very specific to happen. But what's gonna happen to you people is you're gonna be reactive. That's how it was with the Jews. We expected Esau to do something like that, man. So that's why, like you said, we're watching.
We thought it was it. We expect, but it wasn't.
Yeah, I got some real quick back mic up. Psalms 46, as the brothers just beautifully stated. Psalms 46 and verse 10. Be still and know that I am Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. I will be exalted among the heathen. I will be exalted in the earth.
And that's going to the patience. The Lord said, vengeance belongeth to him. Because we're out here vouching for the Lord. We want to step for him. But we got to wait for him to do that, man. He will be. The time will come where everybody's in the reverence. Every tongue shall confess, every knee shall bow. But it's not manifest yet. That goes into that rank being initiated on the earth. It is on the heaven. That rank and authority. With the angels. And on down with us, obviously on the earth. But that rank is going to be by Yahushua, the first fruits. Obviously the Heavenly Father is going to be manifest when he comes and does his thing.
And it's not here on the earth yet. Simply for the fact of time. That's it. It's just not the time for it. The prophecy, this man has to basically play out the time that the Lord has given him. All right. So Yahushua, of course, he got authority in the heavens, but just waiting for that appointed time that's already been prophesied. We're going for the statutes, the tolls. That time has to be fulfilled. Yeah. So until that time is fulfilled, Yahushua can't come down and reign on the planet Earth until that time is that measure.
Yeah, like it said, there's a spirit, like the set measure is fulfilled. At the end of the day, it's a time frame, it's a sequential order of prophecies that needs to play out before it to be fulfilled. Once all those things are fulfilled, then we know what is next.
Yeah. So the Most High himself is bound to that because he spoke it. And it's impossible for him to lie. That's the only thing that's impossible for the Most High is to lie. And that's a righteous thing.
Like in Sirach chapter 39, verse 21, a man need not to say, what is this? Wherefore is that? For he hath made all things for their uses. His blessing covereth the dry land as a river, and watereth it as a flood. As he had turned the waters into saltness, so should a heathen inherit his realm.
Right. So again, going to the operation, you think of these earthly cycles. You got the earth and its water cycle. You got the seasons. The Lord is in control of that. Droughts, rainy season, summer, winter, fall. Operation of elements. How fire gets going. How ice, freezes over when a certain temperature. The Lord's at the top of that. So going to the example, same with the destruction of this wicked world, man. The Lord's in control of the operation. Same as the day turns to night, the night turns to day. Same way the Lord's gonna come and overthrow the wicked rulers of this earth, man. So again, it's only a matter of time with time.
So, yeah, real quick. This word here, a point to back you up. Habakkuk 2 says, an appointed time. So the etymology of a point, right to the point. It says from the late 1400s to resolve, to decide, to arrange the time, a meeting. So that's what the Lord is getting ready to do. Going to that Job 18, it's a time where the Lord is getting ready to have this devil fitly put together, as it says, fitly. All right, make ready to meet his maker.
Come together.
Going back to the book of Job 18, straight to the point. I start at verse 13. Verse 11. It says, terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet.
Right, so every man has their fear. So going to Esau, he might play like he's not a scary guy, but he's afraid. That's how you see how he rules the earth. He rules the earth in fear. Fear of what? Because he's going to lose power. Especially how he deals with the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American. He deals with us like that because of his fear. Because why? Deal with jealousy. And the same way he treats the animals, how he treats the earth. It's out of fear. That's why he wants to get a gun and kill the biggest animal in the jungle. Because why? Because he fears that animal. Read again. And what does this devil fear? He fears us being over him. He fears his whole plan falling on top of himself. That's why when the time comes, he's going to run and hide. That's a sign of fear. Go ahead.
Job 18 and 11. Terrors shall make him afraid on every side.
So terror shall make him afraid on every side. So Esau being a carnal man, he thought he had everything on the wraps. He numbers everything. You know, he has a sense for everything. You know, he can name dates. You know, he can give you formulas. You know, he can give you equations that equal out to certain things. You know, he has a power, a little bit of power on the left hand side. But was working with that. But as far as when it's all crumbles on his head, he's gonna have no answer for it. You know, you got something else?
No, right. Job 20, the fullness of his spirit. Verse 12, his strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side.
Yeah, because that pride, you ran out of fuel. You know, you're gonna be puffed up for so much till you run out, you know, thing to puff up. You're gonna pop like a bubble, man, and all that courage is gonna be gone. Because Esau's hope is he can overcome the Lord by his NWO. You know, but once it doesn't work, he has no plan B. You know, his plan B is to run, to leave the earth if he can, try to start over again, start a new voyage, go to Mars, go to Venus. You know, they call it a green zone. You can still kind of live, you know, over there maybe. So you're going to go over there and try to live there, you know. But he can't because the Lord has a bound. He has to be judged here on the earth. To be judged for what you did on the earth. You can't be judged somewhere else. You got to be judged here. That's why the Lord has the Van Allen belt, you know. You can only dig so deep, you know. And obviously, that's why you have bombs. You got bomb busters, you know. They got 30,000-pound bombs that just drop on you. They'll break your bunker. You know, so how much more the Lord? They can see everything.
It shall devour the strength of his skin, even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength.
Yep, because you go into skin, that's the body's first line of defense. You know, so his defense, that's all gonna be broken up, man. You know, and your skin is your body's largest organ, man. You know, so once that's gone, you're penetrated. Now here comes the sickness. You know, here comes the death, the decay, disease. That's that wormwood, man. This place is being corrupted. It's falling on its own self, man. What?
It says his confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle.
Because his confidence is his money. You know, that's how he has power, everybody. You still use my shit. You know? That's why you see the nations, the BRICS. You know, these nations are getting up and getting ready to ultimately fight against this place. But they're doing it, you know, with these decrees and stuff. You know? Geopolitics. You know, they don't want to deal with American business no more. You know, slowly trying to separate themselves from this place because why? Because they don't want to deal with this place no more. But you know, it's a bigger picture. The elites, they're still in bed. You know, it might look like they're against each other, but they're still, you know, the elites, they're still talking to each other, and Esau ultimately still on top. You know, again, going to his confidence, you know, meaning his faith. He's, you know, because his pride, you know, again, it ran out, man. So now guess what? The only thing to do is keep hiding. You're going to cry.
It reads on, it says, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors.
Right, so you're going to be brought forth to be judged. You know, you're going to get scooted, you know, like a dog that did something bad, and you try to show him the shit on the ground. You don't want to deal with it. You're going to show him. You're going to be brought to your judgment, man. You know? Again, that's why, again, going to Esau, he knows deep down that he fucked up. You know? But he's so far deep into it, he has to just keep going because he's bound by prophecy. You know, and what's he going to do? He's going to lash out. You know? He's a sore loser. You know? That's what goes into destruction of loser, man. You know, you want to throw the game, throw it all in the garbage. You know? Forfeit everybody else's turn to win. If I can't win, you can't win. You know? That's how he's going to play. That's a loser mentality. He don't play fair. He expects never to be fair. He's never going to be fair. He's going to change the rules of the game. You know, that's what he's going to do his MOTB system. But it's all going to fall on his head, man. Because why? Because the Lord has his elect that he can't get to, man. Precious few that it can't be polluted and perverted. You know, that's going to stand on the faith of Yahweh Shai. What's up with that?
It's Isaiah 10:20. It shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel,
right, the remnant, not all Israel, not every single so-called new elect, every American person, right, the remnant
of Israel, and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob,
right, so they escaped Jacob's trouble, go ahead,
shall no more again stand upon him that smote them.
It's not going to put a trust in this devil, but the first was that shall go together for one of all things, still work, you know, he's still going to go to his jobs and get paid with his money, right, it's coming to a time where we'll be strictly on our faith. You know, we're not going to participate in this BS no more because we don't have to no more. It's time to get out of here. What?
Kind, it says, but shall stand upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, in truth.
Right, and that's that name, that strong tower. We're going to put our trust in the Lord, which we're doing now. We're going to be having to do it 100% then. We're sure to be doing 100% now, which is what I'm saying. You know, we're going to fully trust in the Lord. We don't know what's next. We don't have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We're going to be trusting in the Lord. You know, we don't have a paycheck coming at the end of the week. You know, we're going to trust in the Lord to feed us. We trust in the Lord to protect us. You know, ain't no 911, ain't no taking that damn shit, man. Those we keep spirit on us, man.
It's going to show you it's our faith in Yahweh Shai that's going to deliver us out of here. Alright? the law not to set up and worship images and so on and so forth. It's all right. Well, the devil will set up an image, and he's gonna make it to where you gotta worship his image and receive his body. So how are we gonna basically escape that? Yeah, you can follow the law, don't do it. But this devil, he gonna kill you. You know, he gonna cut you off from here, cut you off from there. So how are we gonna defeat all that? Not by the law, but by faith. Is that clear and cut? All you do is talk about the law. You ain't gonna be able to defeat this devil or win by the law, man. You gotta have faith in the Lord. It's that simple.
I was just saying, he that believeth on me, out of his belly shall flow from him. Believing on him comes that life.
That's what the Lord said when he returns, shall he find faith. He didn't say when I return shall I find a man that kept all the laws.
Exactly.
You know, 'cause it's not possible. Yeah, something.
Hebrews 10 and 35. Cast not away, therefore, your confidence, which have great recompense of reward.
Yeah, because what this devil wants to make you believe is what we believe is stupid. You know, and that goes into the incredulity, the unbelief of everybody. You know, to get you. That's what they call peer pressure. You know, but our confidence is on the Lord. You know, we care what the Lord says. You know, thus said the Lord. We don't say thus said the Lord. We don't care, man. We count with a grain of salt, man. You know, let the Most High be true, let every man be a liar. You know, so let me read that one more time.
Hebrews 10 and 35. Cast not away, therefore, your confidence.
Don't cast it away. You know, the same pride you have, you heard is true. You know, you get season in this thing, get older. You know, and hey, things get bitter. You know, but remember that spirit you had when you first came to this thing, that confidence that the Lord's going to do what He says He's going to do. You know, can nobody tell me nothing? He didn't want to hear what nobody said. You know, but what the Lord said. So that's that confidence, that faith, boy.
That's it. Confidence with faith. Cast not away, therefore, your confidence, which have great recompense of reward.
So a reward, there's a weighty reward at the end of all this. You know, we're not just doing this for nothing. You know, that's why Apostle Peter asked, what shall we receive? You know, and that y'all tried to get mad. He said, what the hell you asking that for, boy? He said, hey, you're gonna get 100 for it. You know, so we asking the same thing. You know, and the Lord gonna give us so much more as our expectation we even imagine. Man. That's why again, it just boils down to faith. All the extra stuff, the accolades, that's just a bonus, man. Just doing the right thing in the sight of the Lord. That's what we're after. You know, seeking after His love. You know, getting back what we lost.
Exactly.
You know,
that's beautiful. But I was meditating on that earlier today. The Lord brought us back to that path, and I know I speak for every other brother. It's like we on that path. We know what's good. I say we know what's pleasing. We know what's good to the Lord, and we don't want to lose that no more. That path has been revealed to us. How to please the Lord, what's righteous in the sight of the Lord. And those that have the understanding which we have, we understand that this path has been lost for what, 6,000 years. Right? So Adam, you know, feels it. Yeah, he got it back. So it's like, we holding on to it, we don't want to lose it because we know this is the only way back to Yahweh Shai, and you know, and that's through Yahweh Shai that we was able to get back on that path, man. So we ain't trying to lose that no more, man. We ain't thinking about going back into the world and living a filthy lifestyle. You gotta be out of your mind, man. No, seriously. Your mind has been cleansed from eating all types of abominations, from thinking that adultery is cool and all kind of bugged out shit you used to do. You really want to turn back to that filthy conscience, man, and just defile yourself again? But no, man, we found the path, and it was through Yahweh Shai. You had to have faith in Yahweh Shai, because going back to our forefather Abraham, you know, that's what was accounted for him the righteousness before the law. So we believe in Yahweh Shai, okay, and that's what brought us back to that path. He's that connect. See, without Yahweh Shai, is no connection back to the Father. So you must believe in Yahweh Shai. As the brother of my young stated, he that believes on me, as the Father said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. So we found that life, we found that water, man, and we ain't trying to sit here and drink from it eternally, you know. So we're gonna keep pushing, keep believing. As the brother read the precept, you know, casting out your confidence away, because when you go in a fight in a boxing, once a man's confidence is gone, he don't think that he can beat that individually. He's already lost the fight. All right, so we have that confidence that through Yahweh Shai, we gonna make it through not going to receive this man's mark no matter what he throws at us, man. That's the confidence we had in that, you know, ships come up, we going to get beat up. You got to be confident in that, you know. So that's how you win. You got
Right, that's why the scripture. Yeah, that's why the scripture says that he that hath faith as a mustard seed, right, he shall be able to move mountains. Roughly paraphrasing. And we know what ultimately the power that's within us, because greater is He that's within thee, is going to move this power, this government power that's in order, man. The Lord says He's going to raise a standard for us when they rush in like a flood, man. All right, so we know that the power that's behind us is going to be able to move this government, move these people, all right into slavery, man. Okay, so we know what's coming. We know who's governing the earth. We know who's in full control because we're connected to that source, so we see that vision. Okay, so we just got to continue to hold on and endure to the end. So Lord willing was edifying. We'll close out by giving all praise and honor and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakwadash.
double honor to our apostles and elders and great millstone.